a true champion.
Across the streams.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Did someone say Sparta? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Movie Madness Talk Tuesday. I am your host, William Davis Moore, and with me, as always, is the ethereal voice from beyond, DJ Valentine, commonly known as Mr. Tibbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Is everybody alive? Everybody still breathing? There's still oxygen flowing through the lungs? Good. Glad that we're still part of Earth for as long as we got left.
Exactly. Speaking of air and clean air, we've got Not a Great Gamer already in the house, and he says, if Yellowstone let off a big fart instead of an eruption, would we all be saved?
I don't know. I don't think they have a super volcano, right? We're all going to blow up by that, and then there's a asteroid coming. It's like like that part of the game, the video game, where you're like you're in your last life, and then you're just trying to stay alive, but the enemies are crowding up. Everything is going wrong. That's where we are right now. Still got murder hornets to deal with, by the way.
Dude, murder hornets, freaking plague. Now the freaking world is burning around us like 1968 all over again. Trump's going to unleash the U.S. military on its own civilians.
I watched The Siege last night in preparation, and because I remember that was the first time I had ever really delved into a movie entertainment scenario of martial law that I can remember. And I'm watching that movie. I don't know if anybody remembers The Siege, directed by Edward Zwick of Glory and Last Samurai fame, starring Denzel Washington, Annette Bening, Tony Shalhoub, Bruce Willis. It has like an all-star, Lance Reddick. Yeah, a whole bunch of people are in it. Mark Valley. Anyway, but this is around pre-9/11 terrorism, okay? And in pre-9/11 terrorism, New York City, where 3 bombs have already gone off, right? Killing one of them at FBI headquarters, killing 600 people. The military they asked them, should the military come in? And Bruce Willis, who's the evil villain of the movie, he's the general. They're having a conference, and he's telling them, "Don't let me go in there. You do not want me to declare martial law. It's bad. You don't want me coming in. You do not want the United States military policing your people when the villain of the movie is telling you don't want this. You don't want it. And they were still hesitant. After 3 explosions, they're like, should we really have the military police everybody? I don't know. and that's terrorism. Not protests. Terrorism.
Yeah, no, this is madness, man. Oh, hey, Aisha, what is up? Welcome. Awesome to see you here. Not a great gamer. Oh, yeah. The World Health Organization has announced.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Ebola. I almost forgot. Thank you. He is right. I saw that. And I was like, wait a minute. Ebola's back? It's like, hey, Ebola's like, don't forget about me, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm right over here.
It's like, oh, everybody's weak. I'm coming for you.
Remember, Ebola is like the Rocky of viruses. You know what I'm saying? It is so deadly. The cure for Ebola is Ebola because it kills so fast. You can't spread it in time.
So what if you get Ebola, the flu, and COVID at the same time? You're pretty much just going to melt right there.
I think we would be safer with Ebola because, again, it killed people so fast. They have no time to go to Publix and spread it on everybody. They're dead before they get out the car.
Hey, Ganna, what's up? Welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the party. So now we got bananas and hot dogs all in the house.
Oh, where's the eggplants at? Come on. Get it over there. Go for the trifecta, for God's sakes.
Bananas and sausages.
We just finished recording one of our latest episode of Simplicity Reviews podcast, and I had 24 hours of I don't have to worry about prepping a podcast. And now that's what I've been doing all day. That 24 hours is up, and I went back to recording. I didn't want to focus on CNN anymore or MSNBC or whatever your
dude news. It's so depressing, man.
I didn't want to look at it anymore, so I was like, let me just dive into my work so I don't have to watch the world crumble around me.
I know, dude. I don't understand what's happening, man. I do know what's happening.
No, we know what's happening.
Yeah, everybody was fucking on edge, and then that shit happened, and it was like, that's it. We're gonna fucking burn this goddamn house down. It's like, fuck COVID. We're gonna die. We're taking your asses with us.
Yeah. All this stuff about it's unconstitutional to not keep us inside. Now it's like everybody go inside. we don't want you inside. We don't want you outside anymore. We're joking. We're
shooting people on their own property with goddamn fucking pepper.
They're shooting reporters in the face.
Yeah,
I think
one reporter got blinded. Man.
Yeah, a reporter, and I think they were not unclear that it was a reporter.
I know, because no one knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it's bedlam.
Gamer has entered. He's coming in.
Oh,
Mr. Sausage himself.
We get some good talk now. Gamer gets in here.
Now you have ethereal voice competition.
Ethereal voice comp.
And the land of the
That's what I love. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I feel better already. Sing it. Oh, I feel better already. He brought my spirits up. I was in the dumps.
Welcome to the party, gamer. How's it going across the pond, as always?
He's laughing at us. Don't even pretend. He's laughing at us.
I'm laughing at you fuckers, you know. Good old George Floyd, God rest his soul. Horrific what happened. But I'm sure going into a Walmart, looting it and stealing that pack of 6 Coors Light, I'm sure that's really good in his name. I'm sure that he is honoured up in heaven. Yeah.
It's super freaking jacked up, man. Even in prissy little Boca, people are doing some damage down everything's by 95 down here.
Yeah. Boca Raton, kids, is kind of like that snooty place that you go. When you think of Florida, the old Florida, that's Boca.
Yeah. It's clean and nobody does anything bad.
When people think of Florida, they think of old, people, and that's Boca Raton. Florida, Miami is nothing like that whatsoever.
No. Miami is like a giant armpit with.
Miami's like a music video. It's like you walk through one of those really 1990s music videos, and everybody's in bikinis. That's Miami. Boca is literally like the Golden Girls. That's Boca Raton.
If the bikini was an armpit.
Well, sure. I mean, I don't know what part of Miami you're going to. I got to take you to Ocean Drive.
Maybe you can get armpit bikinis.
Oh, sure.
I was just thinking of the whole of the city, not like the South.
Oh, I'm not paying attention. I don't care where I'm standing on. I'm looking at people. I don't give a damn if it's a sinkhole. That's a supermodel over there.
Dude, I mean, if you go to South Beach, yeah, but I swear Fort Lauderdale Beach is way better.
Oh, I mean, Fort Lauderdale Beach is for grown folk, not grown folk as in old, grown folk as in got sense in their head. And Miami is the touristy, like, hey, let's be in a music video. Hey, there's Puffy. That's Miami.
I shot a music video on South Beach once.
I guarantee you that was an enlightening experience
for the Jack Boys.
Oh man,
you want to watch that video? I'll play it real quick.
The Jack Boys.
Yeah, right.
Don't judge. You don't know. You don't know.
What do they do?
I'll show you.
I told you it's really progressive in Miami.
Do I want to see?
We're gonna get copyright striked immediately.
Must get a bit sandy down there.
What's the last crazy shit that happened? Well, I guess Brexit, right? Brexit was the last crazy UK thing, right?
What happened in the UK? That's still going on. We've had protests over what happened in your country, not as in looting and all of that, but we've had mass protests in some of the cities with all of the. One of them was chanting "I can't breathe," which I actually thought was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But there hasn't been. It's weird because your country, it's
dumb.
No.
Irrational? Illogical?
I'm a tiny little island nation.
Right.
We have nowhere near the population of you. We have a lot of diversity like you guys, but it's very hard when you let's just get this straight, and I might offend some people here.
Okay.
Yes.
Forced mass immigration and forced multiculturalism and religion does not work. That's why before technology, it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's only since technology forced to get along with this religion. I'm not saying that we shouldn't all segregate. Black man should be with black man, white man should be with white man, Muslim is Muslim. I'm not saying that. But we need to be able to understand and accept each other instead of being told this is what is this. We need to learn as humans instead of basically being fed from the state or fed from whatever news source we get told and then believe it. And that's what's causing these massive divisions. People who will literally fight in the street over such. I don't believe, I'm a religious man, and I believe, George will be up there. He didn't deserve to go like that. And I believe if he could look down and see what's going on in your country, the stupidity at the moment, and I don't mean it's belittled because you're not all stupid, but I think he's probably up there like shaking his head, to be fair, because it's very confusing. When we even hearing the way your politicians talk, like yesterday when Trump went to the church with the Bible just stood outside the church.
Oh, you mean when he maced everyone?
My head off. I was laughing my absolute head off. And then they went, and then the reporter said, "Mr. President, is that your Bible?" And he responded with,
"It's
a Bible." And then just stood there. Like, are you going to do anything? Yeah. Are you going to say anything?
Yeah, he did. He goes, "America's great."
And then he said today that, his advisor, Kellyanne Conway, goes, "It wasn't a photo op." And I'm like, well, he didn't go in the church. He didn't pray. He walked in front of a camera and held up a Bible like it was graphite from a Chernobyl reactor or something, like it was burning him. And then he took a picture. That's a photo op.
But
whilst I'm a Christian, I don't believe, for example, though, that forced Christendom yesterday should have been forced on every single person, because not every single person is a Christian.
Here's the awful truth about America. If you're not a Christian, you're not elected. They say true. Church and state, but if you're not a Catholic, Christian, something, believe in God, you can't be a Muslim president. You can't be a Mormon president or atheist president.
Church.
Obama was Christian. Yeah. But you're not going to get a Mormon president. You're not going to get a Muslim president. You're not going to get a atheist president. No. They say church and state, but you have to pretend, even if you don't believe in it, that you're as Christian as the given snow, because that's how you get the flyover states. That's how you get Alabama and Mississippi and West Virginia and all of those.
He pissed
I'm
off
naive.
a lot of Christians with that stunt.
I thought he was a Muslim, so forgive me. I
No,
learned,
not a
learned something every day.
He played the game. He played the game.
They all play the game.
Everybody plays the game. He's probably an atheist.
You cannot get elected
honestly.
president of the United States if you don't believe in God.
Dude, I'll bet Obama's an atheist.
I bet half of these motherfuckers are atheists.
Yeah.
I bet you Trump doesn't believe. You think Trump is a Christian?
Trump doesn't even. Trump worships
I thought
himself.
he swung. Yeah, I thought
Welcome
he
to the party,
swung
Aaron.
towards the Jews.
I guarantee you. I think whatchamacallit, Nixon, all these guys. I bet you that they just follow whatever gets their boat to shore, man. Whatever gets their boat to shore. They get. I come on here sometimes. I tell you like the awful truth about Hollywood is that all studios care about is money because it's the truth. All politicians care about is getting fucking elected. That's it.
Hell yeah.
There's a
the
thing.
background, Aaron. That's the one.
There's a thing that's going on in Miami right now. One of the protests, and somebody had a hot mic next to a politician standing, trying to pretend to walk with the protesters. And guess what? The hot mic picked up when he was talking.
Something
He said, which was not supposed to be live on air. If it wasn't for my primary, I wouldn't be here. Why is he there? Because he wants to get elected. All of them. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, all. It doesn't matter. That's the awful truth about politics. It's all about getting elected. I have to be a Christian to be elected. I will be a Christian. Whatever you say, sir. Yes,
I
yes, sir.
feel like we're coming to a point now with all this madness that it's kind of like the French Revolution, where people are just gonna start like burning down like the income inequality people, like and the power inequality people. They're just gonna start trying to tear them down and cut their freaking heads off.
I mean, again,
You Americans have the right to form militias, and that's what the government must.
It's horrifying.
you have the right to form militias if you're white.
Yeah.
I can't walk out of my front door with an AR-15. I will be. They'll throw dynamite at my face.
Dude,
With
if I
respect
walked
to you,
out my
sir,
door,
regardless of your colour, let's just get one thing straight. You get a group of 50 black men all holding assault rifles, no one gonna fuck with you. No one
Shit.
gonna fuck with you.
Shit.
No,
Donald Trump will
the
fire a
National Guard.
nuclear missile at Harlem if he could.
They
He
would.
literally, I think he said it. I think he said that. I think he said he'd shoot somebody in the middle of Times Square and still be popular or whatever.
Aaron
Can
would
I
drop
ask
down
you
out of
then,
a helicopter with like an AR-15. Wait.
may I ask
A
what
kid
part
just got
of
shot the other
America
day
you're
carrying
from?
a BB gun. I mean, we can't carry AR-13s. There's a video online right now about these people flagging down the cops to help these people in the liquor store, and their owners of the liquor store are black, and the people who robbed them run away, and the cops arrest the people who own the liquor store because that's just the first
Wow.
impulse. I can't. There's no way in the world if you have 30 black guys do exactly what happened in Michigan with those machine guns and shit, that the world, there would be the biggest cry out for gun control you've ever seen in your life if nothing but brothers was carrying guns, especially those guns. No
Yeah.
way.
Well, right now I don't know what would happen. It would be quite.
They'll be
a-
shot.
you a
I can tell you what
Are you a
happened.
victim
Spoiler
of
alert. They'll be
racism,
shot.
then?
Yeah. So what's
Yeah.
up, Aram?
You hear me? Microphone.
He's got the right background for this conversation.
I'm
There's a
saying,
bunch
dude.
of stormtroopers.
Goddamn stormtroopers.
I say, the whole thing about domestic terrorism and stuff like that. I think there's a difference between, I think, the white supremacy, at least the white supremacy being like, you know what, the KKK and everything like that, and then also the Antifa radical left movement that's pretty much doing a lot of the harm, a lot of what the black, what's it called, the Black Lives Matters movements happening. At the same time, they're trying to take advantage of that and escalating these protests, making them into riots and stuff, is because I think Antifa it's more international, and that's why the president could say, hey, Antifa is a terrorist group, and not.
It's a buzzword. It's a buzzword because if you actually break down how half of these damn buzzwords, SJW and Antifa, people I think say them, they don't even know what the fuck they mean. People don't even know. If I ask somebody, hey, tell me what Antifa means, they have no fucking idea. That means anti-fascism. And then you gotta go, do you know what fascism means? They don't even know what the fuck that means. They have no fucking idea.
My issue is that in these riots, like people hijack the names and just destroy the whole thing. So
I think Twitter just cracked down on a bunch of white supremacists. I think that just did that.
Dude,
pretended
there's a
to
bunch
be-
of cops, by the way, dropping piles of bricks off at these riots, man. What the hell's that all about?
I mean, again,
was one of them.
There's crazy shit going on right now.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, you know what? I mean, I'm almost begging for the super volcano. Let's please. let's end it all together. Let's go.
People should be shot from space with laser cannons, man. When's that gonna happen? What happened to Star Wars? Like the real shit from Reagan's era, dude.
Do you not think though that racism exists on all angles?
Oh yeah, man. Like people that virtue signal to me are racist on the other side. Like they don't understand it, and there's a lot of people that don't know they're racist. You know, they don't understand that what they're doing is terrible for the other side.
The black friend.
I had a black friend. Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's a big one right there, man.
I went on a channel a few weeks ago, and I won't name them. I can message you private. And this, again, this isn't me having no dispute. It was a black dude, and he was going on a rant about basically white people this, white people that. And I sat there and I was like, okay, cool, sounds awesome. So all I commented was a little comment, and then I started getting comments just because I'm a white Englishman, such as, "Get the fuck out of here, you colonist," and such things as that. So, whilst I kind of just thought it was kind of funny, like all of this just tantrums happening, it was, of course, black people being racist towards white people. And I think that what does need to be highlighted in all of this, and I'm sorry if you do feel uneven, is that racism happens in all aspects and all angles, and I think that it needs to be highlighted a lot more than it's just, I'm sorry to say, like at the moment it's just loads of people sharing pictures of black backgrounds, and I'm thinking, okay, does anyone want to Google like the Barbary slave trade when all the Muslims and black North Africans took loads of white Christians for slavery? Do I go about hating people about that? No, I try to look at things with an open mind, and it seems to be, even though that these a lot of these writers and all of that, I do understand why some of them have a right to be angry. They're not writing because of race, they're writing because they're just pricks. And
yeah,
the rioters are. You know, the
rioters are.
Yeah,
not the protesters. There's
the protesters like
no, they have a right to do that. They have every right.
But Trump that this black man got killed, and all these cops, all they did was get fired. It wasn't until we started burning shit down, then all of a sudden these guys got arrested.
I know, it's not right.
And the easy thing to get away from, the easy thing to, when you're in that situation where you're let's say a Trump or a politician on the pro-police side, the easiest way to get away from that is to lump in people who are protesting with assholes who are rioting, because then the subject, now people are talking about that, and they're not talking about the fact that this guy was murdered on fucking live television. They're not even talking about that anymore. They're talking about, they blew up a target, or they fucked up a thing, and they're talking about martial law. Nobody's talking about what's important, which was this guy who was arrested because of somebody saying that he had a fake $20 bill, was murdered.
He deserves.
Was murdered, and now we're on MSNBC. All I hear about now is rioters this and rioters that. Let's talk about what stemmed from this whole thing, which was a black man was murdered because he was black. Because this guy who had a history of doing this exact same thing, and this police department had a history of doing the exact same thing. It all stems down, and the way, if you're pro-police, you can't keep on beating the anti-police drum. You just shift the blame to, these protesters are rioters, and you just mix them together, and now you're changing the conversation because somebody's going to argue with you, and then you're having a 30-minute argument about rioting and protesting, and you're not talking about the man who got murdered. That's what pisses me off when I see the news. They're talking about this rioting and protesting. I don't give a shit about any of that. I want to get to the court case of all these cops should have been arrested by now. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how this man was murdered. Let's talk about how there's a humongous problem in that particular police department, because apparently this was not a one time, 2 time, 3 time thing with not just that guy, but with multiple people in that department. I'd rather focus on that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's the shit that needs to change.
I want to know why everyone stood there as well on their phones.
Yes, they should. Again, those people aren't arrested.
Why didn't one man step in? They
Because
should all
you
be
can't, you get
responsible.
shot, dude.
It doesn't matter. I'm not. I kid you not. I swear before God, if I saw it doesn't right, and it's not about him being a black man. It doesn't matter if he was Chinese or whatever. If I saw a policeman kneeling on a dude's neck and that dude was begging that he was dying and no one did shit, I would fucking step in. I don't care.
You would immediately.
You would have got
shot. You would immediately. This is how we work in America. You would immediately been shot.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it 3 steps.
At least I did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, you would have done. No. What you're saying is empathy, decency.
Yep.
And we in America, we shoot you for that.
Yeah,
we shoot you dead for that. There's no way you're getting 5 feet to that scene. That's why those other people who are standing around, they're standing around to stop anybody from interceding.
I have a lot of freaking police friends, man. They're really good people, man. They condemn this shit too.
Yeah,
it's sickening. Like one of them is, he rides a horse and he super good guy. And people are throwing shit at him in these protests. You know, he's just sitting on his horse. They're chucking shit at him. Like, people are losing their fucking minds. They're hurt. Like, innocent people. Like, my friend got attacked online for saying peace, not hate. And some woman came out of nowhere and was like, if you don't attach Black Lives Matter to that, then you're part of the problem, you freaking privileged bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, people are feeding on their own. You know, you're burning down your own stores. Like the narrative is getting lost.
And imagine if they would have. Imagine, but this is still horrific. Imagine if they would have just done the right thing from the get-go. Arrest all of the officers from the get-go, and we would be worrying about $20 being wasted instead of God knows how much money has been lost.
Nothing would be happening right now.
It is shocking again, though, that social media had to bring this to attention. It's blatantly obvious that, as I said, there was 3 officers there, weren't there? And there was bystanders. It was murder. And didn't anyone report it? Didn't anyone say anything? Did they just stand there and let it happen?
They said that he died of natural causes fucking 3 days ago. This is what we're dealing with. So that's why I'd rather focus on that shit. How corrupt that organization is.
Said that he died from either complications stemming from intoxication in his heart,
which is the most bullshit fucking. Yeah. It's like, hey,
because everybody watched the goddamn video.
I fell out of a fucking spaceship into fucking the atmosphere of the Earth, and they do an autopsy on me. He had hypertension. That's what killed him, not the fact that somebody's fucking. It's so ridiculous.
Fucking regardless,
First
dude.
of all, I want to say it's really nice to have a conversation, like a multicultural conversation, without shouting. You'd be amazed the amount of people I try to talk to who just get shitty with me. So thank you guys for that. Second,
no problem. I mean,
how would you fix this then? As American black people, how would you recommend this is fixed?
The full investigation in the Minneapolis Police Department from top to fucking bottom. Then we start with training, a universal training code for every police officer. Because they don't have that, by the way. They don't.
Yeah, no. Every police down to the city has their own style.
Of whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them are militarized, like military, which is insanity in its finest, man. Like,
hey, remember, you guys? I don't know if you guys watch college football, but we're from Miami. Okay, you guys are from Miami. You might know a little thing about the Miami Hurricanes. And I'm using a sports analogy, but the Miami Hurricanes used to dominate fucking college football in the 80s, right? And when they used to score touchdowns, they used to rub it in your fucking. I mean, they grabbed their crotch and all types of shit. They were a bunch of sons of bitches. I love them because they didn't give a fuck, right? And the NCAA, as crooked as they are, they videotaped every last one of these fucking touchdown celebrations, and they made a universal law on which things you can and cannot do. And that's the corrupt NCAA. Why can't the police in this country do that?
Yeah, dude. You know, I mean, like the cops I know are super fucking awesome. There's a lot of cops that are fucking just evil as fuck, like from my hometown.
Some people don't know how to de-escalate. Some people don't know how to listen. Some people don't need to be police officers. That's that job.
I think it should be
should be way more difficult to get.
A stricter entry.
Your guys' training entry regimes for some to be on some of the police forces is hilarious.
It's easier to get a job as a cop than at Netflix. Think about that.
You need to have a really strict training. Like literally, it's kind of like military. And then in this country, if you want a gun, you have to do even more. And every single shot you fire with that gun, there's a full investigation of every single bullet.
It's
so
only
if you shoot someone.
I know in Europe it's like it's uber strict. I'm not. I think it's just. Is it just here in? I guess.
I'm not
Russia?
Europe.
I'm not sure how it is in Russia. How easy it is to get a gun anywhere else. I just know here it's easy as shit. I mean, it's
Russia. Most of Europe is quite easy, my friend. It's UK really.
Oh, that's real strict on it. Oh.
Yeah, Russia. You can walk about with handguns. Certain countries have limits. Like I forgot what country it is, but there's one country the limit for pistols are 9mm.
Right.
You can only really have like a 22, a 38, or a 9mm. Really, couldn't it? There are limits, but the UK is strict as hell. Like if you get caught walking down the road with an air rifle and it's out of its holster, you will have armed police turn up pointing rifles at you. G36C is the rifle of choice here now. Armed police.
I remember like somebody had told me that house. I mean, like I couldn't conceive of when I was younger that cops in another country didn't have guns. I didn't understand that. And
right.
And then I watched like Luther, and like I think he has a gun like maybe 2 times in like 4 seasons, and he's a fucking detective. And the Law and Order over here, it's like the fucking secretary has a shotgun. Like everybody has a fucking gun over here. It's just crazy.
Dude,
this country has plenty of guns. They're just not held legally.
Yeah,
but
I don't
trust
mind
me,
the
there's
guns.
a massive gun problem over here.
Dude, I love guns. I have a shit ton of guns. I do competition shooting and shit. Like I have an AK or an AR-15. I have a freaking 9mm Glock. I've got a little Kimber freaking 9mm. I've got a semi-automatic shotgun that can hold 11 rounds.
Oh, is it a 20 or a 12?
12 gauge. I also can with my AR I can hit a target at over a mile away, dead center. So, just so you know. And that's a civilian weapon at this point, but it's military made, you know.
It's based on the M16, the AR.
Yeah, it's way better though. M16's a piece of shit. Jams like crazy. Yeah. Like the AR.
That's a common misconception. Only some models of the M16 jam. They upgraded the variant, didn't they?
I've never seen anybody shoot one before. I've only heard the stories.
Texas.
Because we can't have them over here. I'm a proper virgin when it comes to gun study, and I'm always online. I'm like,
gotcha. What's up, Greg? You freaking fix your
Hey. What's going on, Greg?
Oh, he's alive.
What's going on, Aram? What's up, Will? What's up, DJ?
Yo.
What's going on, gamer?
Have you been listening?
Blessings to you.
Blessings.
Apparently, before we talk about
I've been catching little snippets here and there. Was having some trouble logging in, some technical difficulties, as they say.
Before we get talking about movies, we got to air this shit. That's just the way it is. Like,
I see we have my favorite person in the world up here on screen. Where's he holding him? Oh, he's holding. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Like I want to go to church.
He holds it like it's burning him.
It's really a disgrace. It's really a disgrace.
When I stop eating, I'll put my
guy's never set foot in that church.
Ever.
This guy's never set foot in that church. Yeah, he's never read the Bible. Even the who was it? The bishop or whoever
she denounced him this morning.
You have a bishop in America?
Yeah.
Catholic's a Catholic, no matter what. They have to go to Rome, dude, to get ordained. So it's not like, you know.
She's a real bitch.
No, Bishop's Church of England.
Sorry, brother. Not anymore.
The
I don't know my
Church of
official church
England.
rankings. I apologize. So
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
That would
person
be
was.
that'd be another thing for me to learn. If you've got bishops in, I've got to Google this shit. Thank you so much.
Her last name is Budde.
And,
I
and
forget
the
it,
bishop's
but
a female. That ought to blow your goddamn mind.
I thought they called her a bishop. Maybe they meant minister or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly,
Marion
have no idea.
Bood is her name. Rector? I don't know.
The last time I
Holy
practiced-
shit! You got
Calling her a bishop.
you
yeah.
got 67 freaking bishops.
Yo, we're
mate,
coming
I've
up,
got to
baby.
study this.
67 bishops,
Hey, but
baby.
you have the queen, and the queen's the
Only
best
two
player
more.
on the board.
Only
Two more. Nice.
Yeah, but the queen's nothing to do with Catholics. She's the head of her own church. The queen's like the Pope's nemesis.
That's
In
why she's
Star
the
Wars,
best
it would
player
be
on the
like-
board.
She's like, go any direction. You go any direction you want.
Listen,
As far as
I'm
you
not
want.
religious, but it's disgraceful that somebody would pretend to be religious for as a political tool.
I hate to break it
It's,
to you, Ross. He's not the first nor the last.
No,
But he is the-
absolutely not. But that doesn't mean it make it any less disgusting. So.
But he is the first one to come out of the White House, have peaceful people blown up and pushed back and gas.
Okay, I can't,
So he can get a
really deny
picture
that.
with the Bible.
for his photo op with the Bible. I mean, if
It wasn't a photo op,
You just
Greg.
were
It was don't bring us religion into question.
I'm sorry, as an outsider though, like the riot shields that I saw the place, that weren't good. But even as a religious man, I thought it was just hilarious. Him just standing there with that photo
Yeah,
out,
it's so
like,
weird.
just holding up. And he didn't even hold the Bible in any reverence. He was holding it as if he just got a fucking parking ticket.
yeah,
Yes, he was. Dude.
he was holding it upside down. So
Oh, Trump, he brings me some joy, that man, but for the wrong ways. The wrong
This is
ways.
true. I can buy that one, man. He definitely does. In the wrong ways. This is the best picture.
joy.
of
That's
him,
what
though.
we're all feeling over here right now is joy.
Yeah, that is
I
a
can
great
imagine.
picture.
I can imagine that's his exact pose and smile he's got on his face when he gets his Christmas and birthday presents. He just stands
God.
there.
That's his
myself
O
a
face, dude. That's his O face.
I don't see any
That's his,
urine anywhere.
that's his overwhelmed face.
You see the year anyway.
Only way
I
you
heard
can
that,
go.
DJ. I heard it.
Sorry. I was trying to throw that under there.
Gana's like
KFC
69.
being
It's
shut
party
in the
time.
lockdown.
69.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw your show, William. I watched 3 episodes of your show. We're gonna bring it back to entertainment. I gotta take a break from this guy's this
Which
Cheeto
show?
guy.
let's-
Stargirl.
Oh,
Saw your
yeah.
3
Oh, how was it?
episodes. It was
It's good, dude. Just say it.
Luke Wilson's
good.
good.
Hell
Luke
yeah,
Wilson's
he's good.
good.
He's fucking awesome.
I'll talk about the good stuff. Luke Wilson's good.
Very
They-
Buffy-esque.
I don't know. See, Buffy here goes that word again. Subverted expectations on the high school trope, and Stargirl kind of leans into every trope you've ever. Hey, remember that movie Mean Girls? Hey, remember the nerdy guy? Hey, remember the quiet guy? Hey, remember the table where all the nerds hang out, and the popular kids don't want you to hang out with them, and you have it's every.
Have you watched the first episodes of Buffy recently? Like, it's exactly the same. She went.
I
to
know,
a new
but they make it.
school,
They
new
point
town.
out that they point
all the
out
bad
that
guys
fact.
are like principals
True.
and shit.
But
like,
they point out they meta it. They make a joke about it.
Yeah, they
Here,
do, they
it's
do.
like they're leaning into it, like it's brand new territory. Like, oh my god, you put slut on a girl's locker? I've never seen that before. It's like when it's not dealing with the high school shit, it's way better. Like when it's just her and Luke Wilson, it's fine.
I love it when it's just her and Luke Wilson. Man.
That's the show. That is the
Yeah.
show. Get away from
Who's
the
Luke
high school
Wilson?
shit. Luke Wilson is Owen Wilson's brother. He was in what's the big Luke Wilson movie? Royal Tenenbaums. That's probably the best Luke Wilson
Hang
performance.
on, are you talking about Buffy?
No.
No,
He
this
said
show is
that-
like Buffy.
He said it's like Buffy. but
Oh mate, I was
it's not.
sitting here like thinking, hang on a minute, when's he in Buffy?
No.
He
He's
was
like
Giles.
he's like the Giles.
Idiocracy was another
yeah.
one. Idiocracy, old
Oh,
school.
Idiocracy.
too, so.
Dude, that's his best movie.
Idiocracy, man.
Yeah,
I'm not an Idiocracy fan. I
and
prefer
old
Royal
school.
Tenenbaums.
Oh yeah, Roll
Old school. Old school.
school.
We can agree on
Old
old
school,
school.
yeah.
Old school. We agree on.
Idiocracy though predicted this entire future.
Yeah.
so.
I don't know if it did. I don't think it got it right because it's a little bit worse.
Well, I want my Dayton toilet. God damn it.
See, the thing about the show that as I was watching it, that I kind of liked was that they kind of did this. They were starting to do this thing, which I don't know if they can do later, with the staff being sentient. When the staff being the flight of the navigator like relationship she has with the staff, I like. But they don't do it a lot, probably because it's expensive. But when it goes to the high school shit, it's like, check the box. Hey, she's the pretty girl, but she's not pretty enough to hang with the pretty girls trope. Oh, it's the mean girl who's mean to everybody who's rich. It's every high school trope I've ever seen.
So do you recommend it if it's like all like how like John Hughes? Is it like John Hughes kind of shit?
No, easy. John Hughes is hallowed
it ain't
ground.
No John fucking Hughes.
That's hallowed fucking
no way.
ground. Imagine if John Hughes was like a 15-year-old girl and had never seen the movie Mean Girls and never heard of Lindsay Lohan.
So it's all about she doesn't even go here. It's
essentially what happened in the first fucking 5 minutes of the show. It's like, what? We're going to do that? Seriously? Here. And it's the angsty teenage daughter, like, you're not even my dad. That stuff. It's like, oh, come on. It's every trope.
We can't relate to those anymore. So I don't I don't like this high school part of any show I like anymore. Like,
the problem is I can't relate to it because I've seen it 7 million times.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I can't relate to it because first of all, it's not real. Like, it doesn't happen that way. And second of all, it doesn't. Like, you have to go through metal detectors and shit in real school. Like, they're hearkening back to when we were in school.
Yeah. Well, William, when did you graduate high school?
94.
94. I graduated in 96.
That's when high school was like back then. So like now it's not like that. So
when I saw 21 Jump Street the movie, that's when it really opened my eyes. And they were
pointed at it.
It pointed at it because it was I think 2015 and I think they graduated 2005 and already we graduated 10 years before that.
Yeah.
See like how 21 Jump Street did it is kind of like how Buffy did it, where they have the tropes but they point at them and they joke about them. Stargirl doesn't point at him and joke about him. They just lean into him. I'm like, no. Get out of the high school. Anytime she's dealing with Luke Wilson and the history of the Justice Society,
yes,
I'm with that. But that's maybe 10% of the show. They keep going back to this high school shit. I'm like, get away from this high school.
Well, let me explain a little bit. Like, they're setting up shit, and
hopefully. Yeah,
there's a lot of those kids are going to be like huge parts of the show. So obviously they're like slapping you in the face with it.
Is this DC or Marvel?
This is
DC. Okay. Also, Batgirl's going to be in it.
Oh God.
Batwoman, whatever her name is.
We don't even know
who's going to play her now.
I'd rather be Batgirl.
What's really if you
look at for sure Batgirl.
If you look,
she was hot back in the day. Sorry.
Oh hell yeah! If you look at Luke Wilson and Stargirl's house. All the appliances are all from the 50s and shit.
All the music.
Like, they are so streamlined to Justice Society.
Yeah, which makes no sense because there's a lot of stuff that I was like, I live tweeted like the first 2 episodes, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. She says a joke where to Luke Wilson, your name's was Stripesy. You got to work on the nickname, and he's like, it was like that back then. Back then was 2010.
It was 8 years ago.
Make it seem like it was like the 40s. It was 2010.
I know. That shit's crazy. Like,
I think the show would have worked better if it was a period piece. I wish it was a period piece where it was actually set not in modern day. It was actually set in, and the tropes I would be more like accepting of them because it's in the 50s and the 60s, because that's how I thought they were doing. Because the show starts off.
Nailed it, dude. Like,
if I were doing that show, because this is a DC universe that has multiple universes, multiple timelines. Set it in he has the fucking car.
Well, it's supposed to be in the 50s.
Every time I don't like the show is when it butts into it wants to be a 50s show, but set in modern day. And it's like, no.
Well, it's like a
this show only works if it was set in the 50s or the 60s or that kind of antiquated, oh shucks time. And it doesn't work when Stargirl's pulling out a cell phone and taking a selfie, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But again, Luke Wilson.
So it's set in modern times, this show?
It's set in 2020.
Cell phones have ruined so many movies.
Oh my God!
Right, but the aesthetics and the props are all 50s.
I think they originally wanted it to be this way, and some studio fucking head probably said, "You got to make it modern day."
Yep.
Because we can't. It's going to be too much. Because
the kids won't be
you
able
are
to
correct.
relate.
If you walk, even when they're walking, it's a town in Nebraska.
Yeah.
But even when they're walking through the town, it feels like you're walking through a town in the 50s. I mean, Luke Wilson drives a Thunderbird. It's very the refrigerator is like one of those like the refrigerator Indiana Jones got into in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I was just going to bring up Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's very like everything set decoration wise is the
even
50s
the way they
60s.
act, like the way the townspeople act and how they dress.
The guy, the gambler guy, he's wearing an ascot and shit and modern day. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So this is
in a brown
and this is all in CW, right? So they don't have any kind of like
no.
adult kind of
DC
themes?
streaming service.
Okay, so at least they could have some adult themes in there. No, or no, not really.
They could.
She's 15 years old, so it's good. I mean, there is child murder. If that's adult is what you mean.
They might go. They started off with a lot of slaughter, so they might.
A lot of murder, yeah.
Yeah, they might go there. Like, who knows?
I don't think it was sex-wise, but murder, yes.
Yeah, and there were definitely serious moments right in the first couple episodes. So.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that Man of Steel nod? I guess I won't call it an insult, but it was pretty much a nod to Man of Steel.
Well, Wonder Woman was in Justice Society, so is she going to show up?
She was.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
I know. No though. Like they're starting to give like Batman shit screen time on these things. So
I look. Good luck to you. Again,
he doesn't
hold your
put
breath
the
for that.
costume on though. So
of course not. Can't do it.
Nah.
can't do it. There's
Although
a whole.
Titans got real close, dude. He had he had the costume on for like 5 seconds. He got hit by a freaking big giant falling rock.
I mean, you might be closer because it is a streaming service. Because I know Batman's television broadcast rights are like all in a fucking. It's like it's in an Incredible Hulk, Universal, Marvel situation. So I know for like the CW, no, but like for if it's on a HBO Max, whatever, you might get. That's probably why Titans got to put him in the costume a little bit, even though I don't like that guy as Batman, but sure. I mean, if you're gonna get Batman, can you get a American Batman, or at least get a British guy that can do an American accent?
Dude, old boy from Game
They
of
should
Thrones.
get, as the next Batman, Jet Li. Just fuck things up a bit.
I don't know, man. Jet Li's not looking too good
lately, man.
Yeah, he's not looking too good, man.
Dude, I'm gonna pull him up. Actually,
he's not aging well. I heard he had some. I think he had a disease.
No, he's got a massive disease.
Yeah.
Didn't he have cancer? Actually,
it might have been. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was something that was.
Keeping it secret.
Oh, really? Jet Li?
I read it was like some with his kidneys.
I think it was like a kidney pancreatic. When I heard, I thought it was pancreatic, and I was like, oh shit, that's not good because that's what happened to.
Look at that shit.
I know Val Kilmer got really unwell, but luckily he's recovered, thank God.
He can't speak though.
He had
that's
throat cancer, didn't he?
Yeah, he can't speak at all.
Oh, he can't speak. He had it again, I think.
No.
Yeah. Look. He looks like a monk. He looks like
that's not
that is
him,
fucking no. That's it. I've seen
him,
that same picture.
Yeah, that's
sure
real.
That's not like his master or something.
No,
that's real.
No.
That's the guy that trained Aang.
Yeah, it's just a bad angle.
You think that's Ip Man? No.
That's just a weird angle.
He got fucked up by something, man.
I mean, he how old is he? He's got to be like 67 years old by this point, right?
Yeah, he's old too. But that's a rough angle.
How old is Jet Li? I'm gonna guess 56. That's a guess.
Let's see here.
He's got to be pushing it, man. He's been around for a while. He's not in his 40s.
57.
50. Hey, look at that! Give me some money. Come on. Price is Right rules.
Yeah, but Chinese people don't age. God damn it. They always find a girl with the green eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty racist. That's a super racist comment right there.
Racist.
Racist.
But no.
Please hold whilst I call Hillary Clinton.
So no, overactive thyroid.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I knew it was something weird. Like what? But yeah, your
condition
Stargirl
that
show
can cause fatigue and weight loss.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, Batwoman. But it's
hey man, why are you gonna kick a horse when it's down?
That thing is bad, man. I mean, even when she was on the show, the show's writing is atrocious. It doesn't make any sense.
Hey gamer, you're on with your freaking mask and everything.
Nice.
With the freaking mask. See, this is why I can't judge anyone the way I fucking look.
You were still for like 10 seconds there. I thought it was like a profile picture or whatever. I didn't know it was a goddamn video.
Those sons of bitches.
Like
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah.
me and my wibbly sausage.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
That's
The
the
stream's
biggest
going to get
sausage
taken
I've ever
down
seen.
now.
Yeah, they'll get easy with the wibblies.
Oh no, it won't get taken down. It's a real sausage.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's a flaccid sausage.
It's flaccid. It's not, as long as it doesn't get erect, we're fine.
It's kind of in the middle. It's a porn sausage.
Oh,
It's pliable.
It is pliable.
Oh, Ganna just came out of the woodworks. Wow.
Oh boy. Anything
Like
else
saying,
happening in the
One of
world?
my wife's favorite movies has Luke Wilson. Hoot.
Which one?
About saving owls.
Which one is that?
Hoot.
I've
Never
never
heard
even
of it.
heard of that movie.
You never heard of that one? I remember that one. It's,
Oh,
it's
I don't
basically like a
remember.
kids movie.
It's
Oh,
2006.
Yeah.
It's a comedy
But
film.
I'm
Straight
with
to
whoever said
DVD.
Idiocracy before. I'm with them. That's
I go
classic.
Tenenbaums. I think that's maybe Gene Hackman's best performance. I think that's it's between that and Unforgiven.
Oh, everybody hated Gene Hackman on that set.
Really?
Yeah, they said he was a total asshole.
Well, it makes sense because he's an asshole in the movie.
Like Angelica Houston had to
Was
had
that
to
his
press
last
him down
movie?
because he was
No.
being a dick to Wes Anderson.
No, his
No
last
way.
movie was a really bad movie with Matthew Broderick called something Wellville or Welcome to Wellville or some shit like that. It's a really
Yeah.
bad. It made him retire. He hated it so much. But I mean,
Yeah,
what Greg is
and
telling
I
me.
think also people just didn't like working with
Yeah,
him.
it might be what Greg is saying, where people's like, "We're good with you. We're good with you, Gene. We're straight."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do like. I mean, his
Idiocracy
performance is great in that movie.
So good. It's so good, and it's so depressing to how prophetic it is.
Yeah, right.
That's Mike Judge, right?
Yes, I would much rather have President Hector Elizondo, Macho Camacho,
I feel safer.
or whatever his name was.
I can
as
say right
president.
now. feel
I
much
like
safer.
I like Gene Hackman in a Birdcage. I thought he was good.
He's good in that. He's
Yes.
good in that. He's good
Well, he's good in
Birdcage.
everything, man. Right? Fucking.
I'm trying to think of a
Connection.
bad. I mean, he's even good with Owen Wilson in that Behind Enemy Lines movie. That movie's not that great, but he's not bad in there. Though he's
Has he made a
sleepwalking
movie
through it.
anytime?
Ooh, Unforgiven.
Unforgiven is probably my. It's
Unforgiven.
between Unforgiven and
Unforgiven.
Rotten
Unforgiven. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Duck Eyes.
What was his name in that one? What he had like a
Bob. Little Bill.
Bill.
Little Bill.
little
Dude,
bit.
I
wish
wanna
Bob
throw one
was,
out there.
Little Bill.
You guys
Jared
can
Harris
take
is
it or
bad,
leave
Richard
it.
Harris.
My favorite Gene Hackman movie is The Quick and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead, he's fucking
Oh, great.
amazing,
I
but it's
love
like
that
a
great
mustache
movie.
twirler in there. He's
I
he's
love
like
it.
eating up everything.
I
That movie's
love it.
cast is fucking
It's
amazing.
phenomenal.
Isn't it?
It's like
amazing.
Leo, Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman,
Yeah.
Keith David, Lan Henderson. Somebody else is like Russell Crowe. It's like what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was somebody telling a story about how Sam Raimi had to convince Gene Hackman to do the scene where he was, sitting down and talking about putting Sharon Stone up on the board,
Right,
and he was like, Gene Hackman was just a miserable bastard. He was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting in the chair. I'm not saying put her up on the board. The same Raimi would come back and like give us whole explanation, like, it would be better if you did this and this and this. He's like, all right, I'll try that. At the end of the day, they got all the shots they needed, but he was just a miserable bastard about it,
Dude, everybody's so young in that movie too, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast right now. Oh, you're looking at it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
right.
pull up an image. Here
That's
we go.
baby Leo. That's like Leo,
Yeah,
like
baby Leo.
fresh Leo right there.
Yeah,
Is that
and it's got like it's a who's who of secondary character actors in that.
Itty
Yeah.
bitty Leo.
Oh, shit.
Is that that's got to be before Titanic, right?
Ah, there he is. There's Leo. Dude. Look,
Dude, Tobin Bell.
Tobin
Tobin
Bell.
Bell from the Saw movies.
Fucking
was
saw
in
you
it.
want to play a game. You want to draw. You want fucking draw on me.
J. Jonah Jameson is in that movie too.
J.K. Simmons is in there.
yeah.
J.K.
Spider-Man.
Simmons is in it.
Spider-Man.
Dude, the
He said
camera
he said
angles.
He
it's
said
like
he's
very
staying on for
Evil
more
Dead.
Spider-Man movies.
Is he
Bruce
in there?
Campbell's in it,
Am
of course.
I misremembering that?
Like the way Raimi
Keith
twists
David, I think,
the
is in it.
camera and zooms in on the clock, and it's like the creaking,
Oh, yeah.
the sound effects, and like the clock.
He was having fun.
I
with
love
it.
when the guy gets shot in the chest and there's the hole. You can see the sunlight coming through the hole in his
Yes.
chest.
The only thing that bothers me about that doesn't really bother me about the movie. It's like
I mean, it's fake. It would never happen. Obviously.
No, that doesn't matter. It's a cartoony Western, but I don't
Yeah.
mind that. The thing that I get a little bit irritated with is that the main character is not as interesting as the secondary character. Russell Crowe should have been or at least his character is way more interesting than Sharon Stone's character. like pointing
Yeah.
you in times you're interested.
But everybody knows that like you're following Crow, and
That's
Stone is
sexist.
kind of like
That's why,
catalyst
you know,
for it.
if she was like a nun and they just flipped it, because the fact that he was an outlaw and became a priest, and like he's trying not to draw, but he's just the one thing he's actually better at. He's better at killing people than saving them. I think that was interesting. Her character arc is just the typical, speaking of tropes, you know, she killed my dad, I gotta get revenge. There's nothing really interesting about her character. It could have been him playing her and her playing him, and I'd say the same thing. It's just that character that she's playing is not super duper interesting. It's Once Upon a Time in the West, just done with her instead of Charles Bronson. It's the same exact storyline, almost the same way they killed Charles Bronson's dad in that movie. Spoiler alert. So yeah, I mean, I love the movie anyway. It's so good.
Yeah, but it's just like
I
it's like
misspoke. It's Lance Henriksen, not J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen. He's the one that
I
did all the.
Sinise is in it.
Fucking clue what you're on about right now. Like literally from past 10
There's a
minutes.
movie called The
It's a
Quick and the
movie.
Dead, directed by Sam Raimi. It's a Western starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, Sharon Stone, Keith Davidson, Lance Henriksen, Tobin Bell. Am I missing somebody?
gamers like more American.
Gary Sinise is the dad. He has like a cameo for some
And
reason.
Sven Ole Thorson.
Sven Ole Thorson from Running Man. I pumped too many steroids. That guy.
Yep.
I do enjoy a good western. So
Oh, you'd love Quick and the
Oh,
Dead.
yeah.
You'd
Oh,
love
check
that
that
movie.
one
It's
out.
one of the
It's
best
good stuff.
ever made, man.
Talking of westerns, bit of a sidetrack here. May I ask you guys a question? I watched a film literally a week ago, and I still don't understand the purpose of it to this day. It was a western, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh yeah,
Any of you ever seen that?
I've seen it multiple
I
times.
fell asleep.
Yeah, it's like
I
an
don't
anthology
understand
movie.
it.
Yeah, it's an anthology movie about like the actual horrors of the West told through the Coen brothers vibe. The thing that pissed me off about it is the most interesting person,
Yup.
Buster Scruggs, is in the beginning, and then that's it. It's like 20 minutes with Buster Scruggs,
Yep.
and he's gone. You never see him again for the rest
And
of the
that's the
fucking
best
movie.
part of the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah,
I
the
like
best part of the
Tom
movie is
Waits.
him.
I like Tom Waits, but other than
Tom
that-
Waits is good. I like the story with the Indians and the Oregon Trail anthology one with the girl. It's dark as shit, but it's actually pretty well
You
done.
have died of dysentery.
You're trying to ford the river. But yeah, it's like an anthology type of. It's almost like a Western Black Mirror, essentially. What's the horrors of the West shown through the Coen brothers in like 4 different stories, but it's not great. It's just, meh. There's better westerns out there. Watch Once Upon a Time.
Let's
in the West.
listen. What are some of y'all's favorite westerns?
Blazing
Ugly.
Saddles.
Once Upon a Time
Oh
in the
hell
West.
yeah!
You gotta
good.
go Outlaw Josie Wales. It's pretty
It's
damn
the
good.
explosions when you see them fly up in the distance. It gets me every time.
That's
Great
back
Western,
when, people
High
could
Plains
make
Drifter.
jokes. Like you freaking play that movie to anybody now, and you get freaking bitch slapped into freaking virtuosity.
Yeah,
I think Wild Wild West is pretty good.
Oh God.
Wild West with
Oh
Will
my
Smith
God.
is
I
one of my
mean,
favorite movies.
You're about to get canceled.
It's something
Don't get
true.
canceled.
Ain't it true that Will Smith turned down The Matrix
Yep.
to do
Yeah.
Wild
Yeah.
Wild West?
He
Yeah,
talked
he
about
did.
it. There's a YouTube video where he talks about
Yeah.
it. He said he didn't understand it. He's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this shit?
I think
Hey, what's up,
they've had
Daisy?
many
How's it
interviews with him. I think
going?
another one was
Welcome to the party, pal.
is that he said he was like what 6 months in Australia. Fuck that.
And he
Yeah.
turned down, speaking of Westerns,
Oh.
he turned down Django Unchained. He was supposed to be Django.
Oh, that's
man,
right.
that's
and
That's
he
right.
said no. He didn't want to do it.
He didn't agree with a lot of the things,
He
because
did-
Will
he
Smith's
wanted
weird,
to-
bro.
He
I
wanted to
couldn't-
kill
I
the
couldn't
bad
hear him.
guy, apparently. He wanted to be the one to
Dude,
kill
Will
the bad
Smith
guy.
is.
Yeah, I couldn't picture him
That's a
saying
great film.
N-word over and over again either.
It is a
No.
great film.
Oh yeah, no, that would be he refuses to say shit like that.
No, he does it on Bad Boys all the time. He does this. He
Really?
wanted watch a Bad Boys movie.
Yeah,
Watch any of them.
Dude, I'm not really a big fan of him, and I haven't seen one in a long
Oh yeah,
time,
if you want to
so
see him, if you want to hear him say that, he says it in Bad Boys
I
all the
didn't
time.
know that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, pull up the scene where they try to scare Martin's daughter's boyfriend. That he says it like 30 times in that scene.
Well, he had this big rant that one time about like, I don't like to curse in my music or my movies.
Watch any Bad Boys
like,
movie.
Very Bill Cosby-esque. You know?
Yeah, I know he curses, but
now he curses all the
Bill
time.
Cosby.
No, but I think Jamie Foxx is just believable.
I think it was a better
out.
choice.
Definitely.
Because Jamie
Very
Foxx,
underrated actor and musician, Jamie.
Jamie Foxx plays
He's
it
very talented.
subtle, and I don't think Will Smith could have played it that subtle. Because Jamie Foxx doesn't ever bring attention to himself in that movie until maybe the last scene. But the rest of the time, it's just Christoph Waltz. It's like the very happy and talking, and he's just very quiet and stoic and not really saying anything.
That was a good impression.
Yeah, sorry. But like Will Smith would have been dropping lines all over the damn place, and it would have pulled away from the way it was. I think that was
calling him a coke addict.
Dropping lines or taking lines?
Taking lines.
I loved it how they overpowered the shots of the revolvers. So there was more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the blood is like crazy.
Yes.
My favourite part of the
Crazy.
scene is when you've got the slaves locked up in the back, and then they start talking to Django, and then they go, I can't say it, but you're all right for an N word, and then they give him the revolver, and he just blasts them all to hell.
Yeah.
That's my favourite scene in the movie.
The one with Quentin. Yeah.
It's the overpower of the revolver. That's what I love about that movie. And
I think that was like an ode to Wild Bunch. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Wild Bunch, but that was like the first Western I ever seen with like uber blood. With like blood, like all, because most Western people get shot, like any John Wayne movie, you don't really see blood. People get shot and they just fall over or shame. But in Wild Bunch, it's like, nah, bitch, here's some blood.
Nah, bitch.
They're just shooting from 10.
Yeah,
10
I remember
away
that
across.
Wild Bunch, man. I remember coding it in Custom Play. I remember that
violent
movie.
ass-
At the
that's
very
excellent.
end, they had some really weird cut edits. At the very end, when somebody would get shot, it would be slow motion, and it would be cut left and right, like really weird cuts. I remember.
I
that.
recommend
Is that the one
watching
in the very
the,
beginning? Is that Sam Peckinpah?
That's Peckinpah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in the very beginning, with the kids playing with what was it? They were playing with snakes or something like that.
Yep. That's when his friend gets his
That
throat
was-
cut near the end, and
that had weird cuts all over.
that's William Holden, I believe. But yeah, there's I also recommend the original Django. The guy who played the original Django is in the newer Django. He's the guy at the bar. He's also the bad guy in Die Hard 2 for some reason. But the original Django,
Silent.
the original Django is really good too. Though it's aping, Blondie, and it's essentially trying to do Fistful of Dollars, but it's still very, very, very good and way darker. Like Blondie is he's an asshole, but he's kind of like a lovable asshole. The original Django he's an ass. Like he's not redeemable at all. He's like a piece of shit, and he's the star.
All of them were like that in those days, though.
Yeah.
But Blondie, you kind of liked him. He wasn't like a son of a bitch. He's just kind of like, if he did something bad to somebody, it was probably somebody bad. Django would be doing something bad to like anyone, women, children. He didn't give a shit.
Melanie Van
Gamer, you got some
Zyl says
seriously-
the Good and Bad and the Ugly. That's a great film. I
Good
love
and Bad,
it.
Yes.
One of the greatest prequels of all time.
Oh,
There's the
there's
prequel.
How about
copyright.
Sukiyaki
God
Western
damn it.
Django?
There you go.
Man Shot with Liberty Valance is a pretty good movie, by the way, with John Wayne and Jim Stewart. Old school
All
black
of
and
the
white.
early Clint ones were Hang 'em High, Fistful of Dollars. They're all fantastic westerns.
But like you said, Once Upon a Time in the West, I think is
That's
king.
the shit. That's Sergio Leone just like flexing,
Yeah.
like. Look how I don't even need Clint Eastwood, motherfucker. Check this out.
Y'all
I
seen Bone
watched that
Tomahawk?
western.
Bone Tomahawk. That's another fucking holy fuck. Bone Tomahawk. I don't even know if that's a western.
Yeah.
That's like a horror western.
Yeah. I mean, when that one scene happened, I was like genuinely
Oh,
shocked.
don't
I-
say shit because I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk? Dude,
No.
do
That's
yourself
it, man.
a
Oh, yeah.
favor, bro. And also, don't watch it with any kids.
Yes,
Wait a minute,
no.
I got you guys all beat. Young Guns.
No,
With
Bone
Bon
Tomahawk's
Jovi.
way.
Young Guns too?
I like
Yeah,
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Bone Tomahawk, I think is better. Bone Tomahawk.
Young Guns too.
Hey,
Young Guns too.
Oh, we should
Yeah, the
rate.
second
We should
one.
rate westerns right now, man. Like Tombstone and all these.
Do it.
I go. I think I go
where we're
Once
going.
Upon a Time first.
Mhm.
Is Tombstone the one with Wyatt Earp?
The one with
Yes.
Kurt Russell Wyatt,
Yes.
not with Dan.
Right, that's
Kevin
what
Wyatt
I was
Earp,
trying
Wyatt
to-
Earp.
Yeah.
No, but
Kevin-
it is Wyatt Earp, isn't it? He's in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doc
Right.
Holliday and the rest of them. Yeah.
I'll be Huckleberry.
We doing top 3 westerns.
Yeah, you can do your top 3, top 5. What do you guys think?
Man, I haven't seen enough, man.
I think I'll go Once Upon a Time, Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Unforgiven. I think I can't go wrong with all 3 of those.
Nice.
See,
Young Guns is okay.
I need to see the other ones. Yeah, Young Guns, I was just messing around. But I mean, there's some other ones that I just need to watch, man. I need to watch A Fistful of, what is it called? A Fistful of
Fistful of Dollars.
Cocaine. Yeah. Fistful of Cocaine. I need to watch that one too.
You're in Miami. You haven't watched Fistful of Cocaine? Come on.
What about The Ridiculous 6? That's pretty good, actually.
Please, God. I refuse to watch. It's like Tiger King to me. I will not watch Ridiculous 6. I will not do it.
I think I got to go Once Upon a Time, Unforgiven, and The Proposition.
Oh, Proposition's dope. Oh shit! I forgot about Proposition with Ray Winstone
Guy
Pearce.
Yeah.
I always wanted them to
I love it.
That
spear scene. Danny Houston steals that movie though. Danny Houston's
crazy. Underrated, man. He's like Shea Wiggum. He's just like, hey, thank God Danny Houston's here. He's gonna make it interesting.
But he can turn it on, and he turned it on in that movie. It was like menacing and just creepy. And
you know what Western? Western
this guy is but he's been put down for sure.
I haven't seen Open Range. Have you seen Open Range?
Open Range is great.
I haven't seen. That's the one of the ones I have not seen.
You would love that movie.
There's a movie called A Fistful of Dynamite.
That's another. Oh yeah, that's Duck You Sucker, I believe.
Duck You Sucker.
Yeah, with the Colburn. Yeah, that's Sergio Leone. I own it. I got it right here on my counter.
I'm gonna have to go with Quick and the Dead, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Cowboys versus Aliens. No. Let's change it out for Django.
Cowboys versus. Hey, where's Butch Cassidy fall? Butch Cassidy, I probably might jump a bunch.
It was pretty good, but.
Well,
it's not my top 5.
I'm putting westerns on. I'm googling it, and it says No Country for Old Men is a western.
It's kind of a neo-western.
None of you have mentioned, what is it called? The Hateful Eight. That was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah. Well,
the Hateful Eight is apparently the thing.
In the comments.
From what Quentin Tarantino said, it was like his version of the Thing. So I kind of don't even count.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's set in the Old West, but it's not a lot of Western tropes going on in that movie. It's just,
dude, it's pretty old.
Paranoia and.
But it's good.
No. I said it's set during the Western period, but it's more about the subject matter it's dealing with. I would compare it more to The Thing than I would compare it to Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It's not.
Can I do a revision? I want to revise my previous Good and the Bad and the Ugly and put in True Grit.
True Grit's dope. Which one?
Yeah. The one with Jeff Bridges.
Bridges? Oh, the newer one. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I own that too. I got the Blu-ray.
It's super. I love that freaking movie, man.
Haley Steinfeld's first movie.
Haley Steinfeld deserved that Oscar, dude.
She didn't get it, but
she didn't get the Oscar.
Yeah. Oh, she was nominated.
She got nominated then.
Yeah.
My name is nobody.
12?
I think she was 15. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But yeah,
that was a really good performance, man.
That was when you got fucking Jeff Bridges talking like this all the time.
I love it when he does shit like that. Dude.
Love that shit.
It reminds me of Tron. I'm
Tron.
That's Josh Brolin doing. Josh Brolin's really good in that movie. He's only in a little bit.
Bane.
That's how he talks. Pull up a clip from True Grit. That's exactly how he.
Who was that? That was fantastic.
That's exactly how he talks. That's how he talks in the movie. He talks like he's always eating something. Like, you're going down to the washroom. I'm going to show.
In True Grit, right?
Yeah, True Grit. Yeah, he's always like,
and he's talked like that in every movie since.
Every movie since. He's like he's stuck in it. Like, I can't get out. I'm an Iron Man. I can't. I want to shower.
It's too many white Russians.
You know what? It's like you sound just like Sean Connery in a Bane mask.
In your 4 years.
A knife, you bring a gun. That's
I wrote it in my diary, so I wouldn't have to remember.
What are you complaining about?
Indeed.
Indiana.
Only the
I lost you, boy.
The penitent man.
I don't think I've ever went on a stream There's just like 4 people trying to Sean Connery in a mask at once.
Come on, Sean Connery, Bane, and maybe the greatest combination.
This is entertainment.
Oh man,
I like to slap women
He does.
when they're bad.
Sometimes a woman needs a good slapping. That's not me, folks. That's Sean Connery. Google it. That happened. That's what he said.
yeah.
What's happening?
I drink your milkshake. Yes, there you go.
Now you're going to
I'll
Plainview.
drink
Plainview's
your
more.
milkshake.
He's more like this. He's always talking very directly at you. I will drink your milk. That's how.
I drank your
This is
milkshake.
my son and partner.
Give me the blood, Lord. Give me the blood. That's how he kind of
Dude, wait, since we're talking about it, I want to play this clip of him talking to Barbara Walters.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do it. That's when he talks about that shit.
Yeah. Barbara Walters like, what? What'd you say? You say slap a woman? What'd you
Yeah,
say? Chuck?
he doubles down, dude.
Oh, he don't give a
It just
fuck.
looks like
Sean
it looks
Connery,
like
he
he's
don't
gonna be
care.
like, no, he's gonna deny it. Nope,
Fucked
He
up.
doesn't give a shit. What are you gonna do to him?
he doesn't deny that shit.
Sometimes they need a good
Like, yeah.
shot.
You think Sean Connery even knows what a canceled means?
When you
He's like,
give
what
him the
fuck?
last word.
You did an interview in
Cancel
which
me?
you
I don't give a
said,
fuck. I'm Sean
not the
Connery.
worst thing to
I killed
slap a
Blofeld,
woman
for
now and then.
Christ's
As I remember,
She thought she had a gotcha question. Like he was gonna be like, "Oh no, that's not what I meant," but he was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about." Here we
you did
go.
an interview in which you said,
Only Sean.
not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to
Sean
do it with an
Connery
open
doesn't
hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't love
Sean
that.
I
Connery.
haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't.
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
Barbara Walters is shook,
I
by
don't
the way.
think it's that bad. I think that it
She's
depends
shook.
entirely on the
What the fuck?
circumstances
Just-
and if it merits it. Yeah.
Or what would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they
Yeah.
can't leave it alone.
See, the thing about him is,
They don't
you
want to
can
have
tell
the
he
last
doesn't
word, and
give
you
a
give
fuck.
them the last
Like,
word.
he's like looking around
but
like,
they're not
yeah.
happy with the last.
Dude, he
They
wants
wanna
to
say
slap
it
Barbara
again.
Walters.
If it
Right?
merits
He
it.
doesn't care.
And
There's
that
nothing
then
you
it
can
could
do to
really
him.
provocative situation. Then
Doesn't care.
What are the circumstances in which you
I think it's absolutely
If she
right.
talks bad, if she puts mustard on my sandwich when I tell her not to put mustard on my sandwich, and if she does not clean up the
once
dish,
told me I could slap a bitch.
Wait, watch this ending one more time, real quick.
Right.
if she tries to cook my non-stick cooking pans in soapy water,
An interview in
Laughs
which
at- Dude, he laughs in her fucking face. That's how much he does not give a fuck. He's a crazy person. And then he made a movie.
Slap him back.
And then he made a movie with Wesley Snipes. 2 men that beat the shit out of women.
Yeah, no shit. It's the roll.
birds of a feather.
Jesus, he beat Halle Berry so bad they're not even allowed to talk about each other.
I slapped her in my diary.
Jeez. Good God. Anyway, but yeah.
I remember
thought
this
I'd
moment
slapped you,
for the
bitch.
rest of my life.
Poor Sean Connery, man.
Oscar winner Sean Connery, get it right. He got a Oscar. He has
His
an Oscar. in
last
this
movie as Alan Quartermain.
Oh, fuck, did that make him retire? We talking about 2 movies that made
Yeah,
people
that's the
retire.
one
Gene
that
Hackman
made him
retired, and now.
That's right.
League of Gentlemen made him retire, didn't
Oh
Yes, it
yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Speaking
gentleman.
of Blade, he worked with the Blade director for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That
What's
retired
up,
2
Jay
people.
Money?
Oh, that
Get her done.
Yeah,
That
that
retired
was-
Sean
that
Connery.
was
Connery,
actually-
unfortunately.
That retired
Some of
Sean
the parts of
Connery,
that
and that
film was
retired
right.
Alan Moore. Alan Moore said, "I will never put my name on another movie ever again because of that same."
To be
fucking
fair though,
movie."
Sean Connery was like in his 70s when he did that. You know,
He was
like
already
retiring
retirement
fine.
age.
You know what's
He's like
bad about that?
90
He's
now
not
or
bad in that
something.
movie. It's just a
How
bad
old is
movie.
he now?
He's good. The movie sucks.
A lot of movies he did in the recent years sucked. Starting from Highlander 2. Oh my god.
Easy.
Highlander 2. Don't even. Oh, why'd you have to bring up that?
He was a Spanish man in that movie.
That was talk about a franchise that takes a complete 180. It's a Highlander
He's
franchise.
89 now, man. He's pushing it.
I didn't even understand that film, and I actually tried watching it again last year. I tried, and I
Yeah.
still at the end of it, I was like,
I got.
Yeah,
You know, I was
don't understand how
introduced-
they can go from what they had a great story, a great premise,
Right.
and then now they're aliens.
Fuck it.
"There can be only one."
I was introduced
Yeah.
to Highlander through the TV show. I knew more. I knew
Yes.
about Duncan before I knew about Connor. So I learned Highlander backwards. So like when I watched the original Highlander movie, I was like, this is wrong. Something is wrong about this.
I used to like that show too, but it has not aged well.
No, it's not.
No, hell no.
I think it's like
it,
katana blades, and he had a katana blade.
I thought it was a bad rip.
Very
of, like,
90s.
Xena.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Extremely 90s.
No, worse than Xena. Lower
Yeah,
budget than Xena.
No, it was like
I'd
a
say.
bad rip off of that whole era of.
But he was so
you know.
cool. He had a houseboat, and he had a puffy shirt,
Humor
and a
is
ponytail, and a
show.
katana blade.
Yes. I
nice
remember his house
jacket.
was awesome.
His house was a houseboat, man. He had a dope ass boat. Duncan McCloud, the Clan
Yes,
McCloud.
that's what it was. That's right. That's right.
It's awesome.
You had a dope boat, man.
He had a ponytail and a dope boat and a katana blade and a puffy shirt and Zeke Averichis. He was awesome.
Your boat is dope.
Zeke Averichis.
He's always, every shot of Duncan McCloud you're going to pull up, he's going to be wearing a puffy shirt. He's going to have a ponytail.
And
Or
he-
Zeke Averichis
Trench coat and a katana.
and a katana.
Nothing beats McLeod versus Kurgan, though. I mean, that's just a
Oh,
glorious
yeah,
fight.
man.
Well, that's Clancy
Yeah.
fucking
Even to
Brown,
this day.
baby. That's Lex Luthor right there. Come on.
Even to this day,
Yeah.
when they're fighting, when they fall through the roof, it's just monumental.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Stuff.
somebody
The
he's on somebody named the same guy who does the voice of something does the voice Surtur does the voice of I think he's Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob. I was like,
Yeah.
that's Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is not two characters. Clancy Brown's played fucking everything. Pet Cemetery, Clancy Brown's Shawshank Redemption. He's played a whole bunch of shit.
And he's the voice of like every goddamn
Every
awesome
Lex Luthor, he's the
character.
best
Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Everything.
Surtur. He's
in everything, dude.
that
Like,
demon thing on Mandalorian. He's fucking awesome.
he's like, I'm Clancy Brown.
Was he on Clone Wars? Was he on Clone Wars too, or no?
Oh yeah, he's Darth Maul's
Yeah.
brother. He's
Yep.
That's
Savage.
right. That's right.
Savage.
That's
Oppressed,
right.
yeah.
Savage. Yeah. And he plays a Scottish Spaniard in Highlander too. So
Yeah, Clancy Brown, notable Scotland.
Well,
and he's got
I mean,
like
come
he's
on.
got like a Donald Trump tan in that movie.
No. Connery's an Egyptian Scottish Spaniard.
He's none of
Yeah.
those things.
Well, I
You
don't know where-
can't
yeah.
make that shit up, dude.
I guess when you mix together, then that's how you get that accent. I don't know.
Oh my god.
That
always
is quite
puts it
fun,
in.
isn't it? How he turns up in Highlander and his name's Ramirez, and he's just like, oh,
He's like, yeah, but before
hello,
that I was
Scottish
Egyptian.
accent.
And you
No
can't
change
pronounce
whatsoever.
It's all in the mustache. It's all in the mustache.
it. It is. But you know, in the first movie, it had a lot of mystery.
Hello,
They
boy.
never
My name is
answered.
Ramirez.
Like the second movie sucked because they answered the mystery. It's kind of like George Lucas saying like the Force is midichlorians.
Metachlorians, yeah.
You know?
They didn't
God
answer
damn it.
nothing.
And they made a whole movie about midichlorians. That was
Yeah,
God damn it!
wasn't.
The
Hey,
reason
BJ, you and I
the
were
first
talking about
one
it the
did
other day.
so
Wasn't
well.
Michael Ironside in that movie?
He was in that movie.
Mhm.
Michael Ironside is in that movie. Darkseid, one of the greatest voiceover actors ever. And he's Jester in Top Gun. Yeah.
They sucked his brains out.
He's also Richter in
Troopers.
Total Recall.
Yeah,
See you at the party, Rick.
The other body, Richter.
dude, man.
Richter. Michael Ironside's dope. I miss character actors like that. Powers
Starship
Booth,
Troopers, dude.
Clancy
Starship
Brown,
Troopers is
Michael Ironside.
pro-fascism movie.
Super fat, but that was kind of like a satire of fascism.
Pro-fascism.
It was, yeah, it is
It's
satire.
a
but it
satire
was-
of like Nazi
Yeah.
Germany.
Well, they
I'm
had,
doing
like,
my part.
Unisex bathrooms, though.
It's true.
Yeah,
Somebody put up a thing the other day on
progressive
Twitter,
fascism.
and it had
progressive
the,
fascism.
what's the name of the girl that was loved Rico, but Rico didn't love her back?
Oh,
Wasn't
dude, the
was it
redhead.
Diz?
The
Diz.
redhead.
Diz.
She's like, and they somebody put a Twitter thing where it was like her face greater than sign Denise Richardson, and I completely agree because Denise Richardson in that movie sucks.
What
And-
film are we on now? You guys
Starship.
flip it like a train.
Starship
And I'm like,
Troopers.
what?
Starship Troopers. Come on.
That's why
A
it's
minute
called
ago-
movie
Yeah.
madness.
Starship Troopers,
But
man.
you
Starship
don't- it's
Troopers again.
Right, this is how it works to me, right? Okay. Train, fish, envelope, car.
You want to
Doesn't
know
make
the
any
through
sense,
line?
does
Here's
it?
here's
And
the
that-
There was a thread.
But
There was
It
a
was a
thread.
thread.
There was a common
It was
thread.
Clancy Brown, Highlander, Highlander 2, Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside was in Starship Troopers
Yep.
with Denise Richards.
I like to
That's
call
the
that
Hang
a
on,
rabbit hole.
hey,
The logic.
Michael
It's the logic.
Ironside's the one in Highlander 2 who has his dick squeezed, yeah?
Yes.
Right,
I
hang
believe
on.
so.
So we're going to Starship. Please bear with me because I'm English. I'm thick, you know.
That's okay, that's all
all
right,
we do
that's all right.
over here is drink
That's okay.
tea and fuck our own relatives. Right. So Michael Ironside in Starship Troopers is the one who says, "If I end up like that, shoot me," and then he ends up like that and gets shot himself.
See, the one that
Yes.
loses the hand, or is that Clancy Brown? Because I think they're both in that fucking movie.
No, Ironside loses his hand.
Isn't Clancy Brown also in that
He already
movie?
had a missing arm. He started off missing an arm.
Isn't Clancy Brown also in Starship Troopers?
No. Ironside was the drill sergeant.
No, I'm
and
saying
he lost
I think
his arm when
No,
he
I'm saying
became
I think they're
a
both
colonel.
in it. Isn't Ironside
my
and Clancy
brain
Brown
is
in that
hurting.
movie?
Yes, they are. Yeah, Clancy Brown gets he's the drill sergeant, and
So Mike says
Michael Ironside is like their general or whatever. He is.
Matt LeBlanc's in that. Just saying, he's from Friends.
Mike
That's another type. Just saying.
Here we go, dude. The rabbit hole has gone full circle. Mike says Denise Richardson equals Charlie Sheen. Back to Young Guns.
Back to 8.
Whoa, 6 degrees of Young Guns.
Back to Kiefer Sutherland. 24 was an amazing show. Dennis Haysbert, Major League. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
24 was
Also
amazing.
brought up Scanners too. Which is,
Scanners. What the fuck?
I wrote it in my diary so I wouldn't have to remember.
Speaking of Scanners, here we go.
Young Guns.
There we
That's I gotta watch it again. I haven't seen that in such a fucking long time. All I remember is that Emilio Estevez was dope as fuck in that movie.
Yeah,
All I
man.
remember.
I watched actually RoboCop the other day, man, and
so good.
it's great. It's fucking great.
So
It's
With
funny
Smith.
because I watched it with my wife. Sometimes I torture her with like shit like that. I'm like, you know what? We haven't watched good 80 movies in a long time, and then she actually loved it. She was like, fucking, she's like, what? Holy shit! Because the violence is ultra violent.
I had nightmares from that
super
movie for a while, man.
yeah.
The toxic waste guy, that fucked me up for a while.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes.
That guy
I
has bad
saw
luck.
RoboCop. I saw RoboCop 2 when I was a kid, and him getting chopped up actually messed me up a bit. as a
Frank
child.
Miller, I think, directed that or wrote that.
Yeah, RoboCop 2 is great.
Yeah.
I saw that one in the theater.
Irv
like twice.
Kirshner, I think,
Irv
directed
Kirshner
it.
directed it. Yeah.
Irv
Yeah, the guy who
Kirshner
did Empire
directed it,
Strikes Back. I think Frank Miller
Yep.
wrote it. Yeah.
It weren't the chopping up; it's him laying there after watching
There he
him in
is.
pain. As a child, I was like,
Yeah, that's not. That's
thinking
nightmare
of the
fuel
first
right
one, actually, that toxic waste thing is actually quite messed up.
there. That's
Sort of.
fucked up.
Killed you. Don't
Third
touch
one
me,
would as well,
man.
That big drug, and that was the second one. That big drug robot, Kane or whatever his name is. That
Yes,
was scary.
Kane.
209,
Yep.
baby.
Get her done.
Don't touch me, man.
He's in the video game, by the way, Mortal Kombat game at 209 and RoboCop. They're in the new Mortal Kombat 11.
Yep.
I've
And
got
Peter
no
Weller
idea.
does the voice.
Sorry. What? Who's in Terminator?
No, a Mortal Kombat video game. RoboCop and Ed 209 are in it, and Peter Weller does the voice of RoboCop. He reprises the role. And he says a whole bunch of crazy shit, like if you have him fight the Terminator, Peter Weller goes, "Haven't we done this before?" Because there was a big comic book in the 90s, Terminator versus RoboCop. Yeah, so they make little in jokes throughout the game. So every time you talk, RoboCop talks to somebody who's mentioned.
I am a massive Terminator nerd, so I've got to ask all of you friends a question. Terminator versus RoboCop, bare fist in a room. Let's go. Who'd win?
Terminator, man.
Terminator.
Yeah, I think I got to go with Terminator.
Here's the only reason I
Terminator has no
might give it. I
organic
might lean
shit.
toward RoboCop. Regular human beings have killed the Terminator. RoboCop is not a regular human being, hence RoboCop might be able to fuck him up. Which Terminator are we talking about? Are we talking about T800 or T1000?
The T1000 would kick everybody's ass. Let's be serious.
T1000 is walking through
Yeah.
everybody.
Come on, man.
That's walking. That's a cheat code. That's the cheat code right
In
there.
Terminator
Exactly.
3, he's an 850. He's not the same model. In number
Right.
1 and 2, he's an 800. In 3, he's an
Right.
Yeah,
850.
800.
So you're going with
Yep.
T850. You're going with
The
T.
let's go
original,
with the
the original
800.
Terminator.
Yeah, let's go with the
original
800.
Terminator 1 and 2, 800.
I think I lean toward RoboCop because a waitress killed that one. So
No,
She
I'm
didn't-
going
she
with
did not
I'm
kill
going
him,
Terminator. I think he's
Preston.
more agile than RoboCop is, and they're both pretty much they're going to be same
but
strength. They're probably
This
stronger.
room doesn't have a pipe bomb or a hydraulic press capable of
That's
crushing
what I'm
tons and
saying.
tons.
Right.
RoboCop has
I
a gun in
agree.
his
I agree with
leg.
Gamer.
They
There's
ain't got
no-
a gun. It's bare fist. It's bare
Yep,
fist. He ain't
you
got
have
his
to have-
M93.
Okay, here's another thing for RoboCop. I don't even know why I'm defending him. He killed Ed 209.
Yeah, but he had to use the giant gun to do it.
It doesn't matter. Sarah Connor used a pipe bomb.
But his
Doesn't-
gun isn't going to do shit to the Terminator. So.
You think a gun's gonna do shit to RoboCop? He walks through bullets like nothing.
all he has to do is shoot him in the fucking mouth.
Good luck. I'm
I
pretty
always
sure
wondered that too, man. Like, why doesn't anybody ever shoot him in the fucking face?
Well, in
I
the
think
third one,
that-
in the shitty third one, they say, oh, shoot him in the mouth, shoot him
shoot him in the mouth.
But no, I think they
That's
said
terrible.
that the
That's
mouth
terrible.
is not like it's over metal. It's like the face is like a facade. It's not really like.
Oh, now you're retconning. No,
no. I think they mentioned it in the first
what,
movie.
In the third
I think.
one when he gets a jetpack and shit.
Oh no, I don't care about that. I'm talking about the first movie with
third one. The third one don't count.
Yeah, I don't count that one. I'm talking about the first fucking movie. That's what I'm talking about.
The best part,
you know,
I think,
it's
of all
going to
those
be crap
movies.
when you start filming Lois Dias or whatever her name is.
Okay, here. How about this one? We'll do a triple threat. RoboCop, Terminator, Predator. I think Predator takes both of these fuckers out. I think Predator fucks them both up.
Predator would easily destroy them both. Like I don't know
if there are no weapons. I think I still have to give it to Terminator.
Now I could turn around and be a bitch and go, but Predator got killed with a tree tongue.
Oh yeah, Danny Glover did kill Predator. Okay, Predator got killed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, which doesn't. I mean, that's a badass.
Danny Glover
and Danny Glover is like the weakest link of his deaths. That's the weakest link.
If you're taking all the weapons out of it, you know, if it's bare-fisted, then it's still got to be Terminator.
Yeah, Predator ain't got his tracking nodule and he hasn't got his bomb either. It's just
it can't be
so
invisible.
we're going hands, right? There's no weapons, just hands.
Yeah, it's Terminator.
Just fists.
You got
Terminator,
if that's the
man.
case, I got to know the tensile strength of a T-850's like hands compared to RoboCop because I think they're both weaker or both stronger than the Predator. Because Predator's
but you're
actual
saying that the
humanoid.
Predator can't have his gadgets?
He said hands, bro. He said hands, bro.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Hands. That's it. No weapons.
Otherwise, you're going to give the Terminator a 12 gauge, and you're going to give a RoboCop a machine pistol, aren't you?
That's not. That's not
plasma
quite
rifle
fair
for the
because
Terminator can handle the Predator.
This is a gentlemanly showdown here.
This is a gentleman. This is Queensberry rules. Okay, this
is it.
The Predator, though, is
Put him up,
his
good sir.
shit is part of him. So
yeah. So no weapons, just hands. Just
I'm making a four-way. I'm making it a four-way. I got the winner
him.
who beats all three of these fucking guys. I'm dropping a xenomorph
Superman?
in there. Done. It's over with. You can't even when
I
kill
disagree.
Even when you kill a xenomorph, you lose. His blood is fucking acid.
No, man, you're taking the weapons away. A xenomorph. It was
acid
smart.
blood,
Xenomorph
yeah.
murders all of them.
Yeah, okay,
Murders
all right,
all of them.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, because
Even when it loses, it wins.
Yeah,
it
just
wins
needs to cut a
even
little
when
bit of it.
loses.
It just needs to cut a little bit of its tail and just throw that
It's
acid
done.
at you.
You're finished.
Yeah.
In
And
that
it's already killed the Predator.
situation,
It's on
Terminator's
record
hard
killing
drive.
the
Only thing
Predator.
you need to survive is Terminator's hard drive.
I have a question for you. What about Johnny Matrix versus Dutch from Predator?
John Matrix
versus Dutch.
John Matrix wins easily.
Yeah, I think you got to give it to Matrix.
John Matrix had no platoon. He killed an entire island. Dutch had a bunch
couple
of men.
saw
He had
blades and those.
he had Billy and what's about Dylan and Paco.
So
No way.
Matrix would definitely just school.
Matrix
the
might be
Predator.
the robot. Matrix might be the Terminator. Matrix might be Matrix might be the fucking.
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
Ringer.
What about Matrix versus Rambo?
Matrix?
Rambo.
Matrix.
Men in their robots.
Rambo got a little twig in his rib cage. He had to use a little gunpowder to get it out. John Matrix killed an island of people with no cover. He was just walking through these motherfuckers. I mean, even the Terminator took cover. This motherfucker is walking through an entire militia.
No,
Watch it. Will, pull up that scene in the end of Commando where he's barely
it's
taking
ridiculous.
cover.
It's ridiculous. I know.
I mean, he picks up a phone booth.
It's when he's standing at the end of the garden with the machine, the LMG.
Dude, is there a scene where he hides behind a bush? He hides behind a bush. Like,
What do you want me to
stop
pull up?
bullets.
What am I pulling up?
The end of Commando. Just pull up
Oh,
the
God.
The best bit's
That's
when you
awesome,
see the
Steve.
He's
explosions.
one big motherfucker.
If you look at the people in the explosions, it's not people, it's dummies, it's mannequins, and you can see that it's all just
They were so afraid they couldn't put real people on the set. That's how John Matrix did rolls. They're like, no, I ain't gonna be. No, he ain't gonna throw me. Fuck that.
I'm gonna need backup. He's one gigantic.
I don't know a lot of people that could kill John
Motherfucker.
Matrix. You're coming at me with Rambo. Rambo's been bested many times. He was a prisoner of war. John Matrix, not so much.
Dude, I just gotta say though, I do miss the youthful days of the '80s, man.
Isn't it great, man?
This is watch this. There's 35 people behind
They
him.
just filled the whole goddamn setup with gas.
He just
and lit the
killed
shit on
5,000
fire.
people.
The best thing about Commando is the music. It's
Oh, it's great.
glorious.
It's fantastic.
I think he used that same trick in True Lies, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
In the beginning.
But he gets captured.
What's the Freddie Mercury looking one's name in this again?
Oh, that's the guy from Road Warrior.
We were talking about him the other day.
What the fuck is his name? We say his name all the time. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna kill you so fucking hard.
Oh, it was Pop.
This is his name.
I'm gonna kill you, John.
I'm not gonna. I don't
I'm
need
gonna
a gun,
stab you in the
John.
balls.
John.
I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes.
Fucking love you, John. Wait, that slipped out. I didn't mean that. I'm in love with you, John.
John.
John Matrix is so badass. His arch nemesis is in love with him. Okay, Rambo and the Predator and the Terminator, they don't got that.
That's it.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
John Matrix's seed is Alyssa Milano. That's how badass John Matrix is.
Jenny and John.
He's not taking cover, guys. He's just standing there. He's just standing there. They can't do anything.
You know, one of the best parts about that movie are when they cut away to General Kirby tracking him down, and they're like,
no, right.
What are you expecting, General? He's like, World War III.
World War.
No, it's the shed, man.
It's not better than it's not better than Troutman though. Troutman is the best, where he's like, I didn't come here to save Rambo from you. I came here to save you from Rambo. That's the best fucking one.
You son of a bitch.
You go after Rambo. You know what you're gonna expect? A bunch of body bags.
Hey, John.
Let me know what you guys think. You guys think that you saw this shit in the 80s and it was great and glorified and beautiful and all that shit. And then, but I think the cutoff, I think what happened, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you guys agree with me or not, but I think Die Hard really set the tone for like the everyday man getting in a situation.
You're going into hallowed ground now. Die Hard is the greatest action film ever. You're going into hallowed ground. Slow down.
You know, what cracks me up about this scene though is that all these guys are supposed to be in, Valverde, fictional South America.
Look at those muscles.
But they're all white guys. They're all white guys with.
Oh yeah, of course.
Speaking of
which, John.
There she is.
Wasn't Rambo? It's not Rambo. Schwarzenegger supposed to play John McClane?
Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
I know.
I think they offered
Reynolds
it to
and
him.
Sinatra had played.
Sinatra, yeah, it was supposed to be a sequel to one of his movies, or whatever, and then it fell off.
Right.
It fell off.
Is he
Bruce
shooting
Willis
a real
is-
M60 though, like with blanks in it?
Probably.
I mean, his arm is moving like he is.
Would you doubt it? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger in the height of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like,
this is like Conan Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Blanks
Dude, he's
have
fucking
zero
huge, man.
recoil.
What's
Blanks
that?
have zero recoil.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's no.
He's probably
lead
firing
being
real
pushed
real
out.
bullets.
So he's
killing
firing
people.
real fucking
He's killing real
bullets.
people. See, John Matrix is killing people for real. Such a badass. He's like, no, I've got to kill them for real. It's not real unless I kill them for real.
They let off lots of steam.
Arnold, we can't do that. The insurance won't let us. We have to kill them for real. They must die.
Oh shit.
What's your next commentary movie? I know that it was Killer Tomatoes last time.
Oh, that was.
I told y'all to do Commando. I've been said that.
Let me know if you're gonna do one of these 80s.
Yeah, we should do more of a watch along type thing rather than playing the movie.
No,
That way you won't get the
on
copyright
Zoom
strike.
without the chat.
What happened last time?
Oh, they pulled it.
I can do it
Oh.
on. I can't
Europe
do
doesn't
it
like
live.
YouTube doesn't like tomatoes.
We can do it live. We can do a countdown where the people would have to sync along with us.
That's Dom.
People are
Dom-
watching.
is that Dom
there's a
Herrera?
delay.
Dom. Guy played Nixon and.
Yep, Dom Herrera. Yep,
Is
that's
that Dom Herrera? Yeah.
Yep.
He's
With
dealt
that
with, he's dealt with a
terrible
xenomorph.
accent.
He's been killed by Arnold in a xenomorph.
Yes,
He got killed in
yes,
Alien
that's right.
Resurrection.
That's right.
He is a xenomorph.
He is a xenomorph. He gets murdered. He gets murdered like before the actual bad guy gets murdered.
Okay, so Daisy says Vernon Wells is Bennett.
Yes.
Vernon Wells, that's it.
Road
Yep.
Warrior.
It is. I
Road Warrior.
remember that now.
I'm so in love with you,
Inner
John.
Space.
I want to kiss you, John. Sorry.
Come on, John.
Everything he says is like, John, I fucking love you.
He's in Mad Max, right?
Oh yeah, he's the
Yeah,
one
he
with
was
the
in Road
mohawk.
Yeah,
He-
it is.
he-
Wow.
He has a little cameo at the end of
Wes.
Weird Science?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he is in that movie. Yeah,
At the
oh, yeah,
very
he is.
end, man.
Yeah,
he
he's
has a
awesome.
little thing. He's playing the same fucking character, I think.
I don't
that
think
he
it's
does.
a cameo. There's a scene in the party where he shows up.
Yeah, at the very
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
I thought it was earlier though.
No, it's the very
I don't
end, and
know.
then he's like, "Get the hell out of here!" That's when the nerd guys kind of like stick up for
And
themselves.
fucking
and that's
is it humongous? Is like my dog of war.
It's
I've
that
got to
John
get
Hughes
you off.
moment. He has this John
Humongous.
Hughes moment, you know.
Dog of war.
Dude, this guy
Oh,
with his
man.
little
Such a
freaking
good
his that guy that's like his attachment on his bike. Like when he gets killed, he's like,
Oh yeah, we takes that saw the
There
boomerang
he
to the
is.
head.
Dude, now if you could do the ending of Weird Science, it's the exact fucking thing, man. He's exactly like that.
He's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is
Why don't you
great.
get on your bike
Is he alive
and get
still?
the hell
Why-
out of
he
here.
wasn't in Fury Road, right? Because I know a lot of people
Wes?
had cameos in Fury Road.
No, Wes wasn't in it, but
I know
the
the
guy
bad
who
guy from
played
the
Toe
first
Cutter.
one was Immortan Joe.
Yeah,
but I
the
didn't-
guy who played Toe Cutter in the first one was Immortan Joe.
Yeah.
there he is.
Yeah.
He looks like a cross between a football player and a Mad Max.
Well, look at this. Somebody just recorded this off their television.
There he is.
Someone busted out the GIMP.
Yeah, this is not a cameo. This is in the middle of the movie. There's a party scene where he shows up.
Yeah,
And then-
but I saw it. It's the end, man. It's like, hey, get the hell out of here. It's when they have balls now. They got girlfriends now. I
Right.
remember. Look, he's all dressed up, whatever. Because usually in the beginning, he's all nerds and shit, and his brother's getting. Bill Paxton is
There's a
fucking
guy from The Hills
awesome.
Have Eyes.
No, this is when they like become men and lose the house.
Yeah, this is the middle of the movie. This is the middle of the movie. I remember this part.
Yeah, this is the turning point. This is- he has a gun.
that's-
you've learned your lesson. Like,
Yeah, it's the end of the movie, but he fucking tells him to go off, man. And then everybody
Doesn't he
leaves.
pull a gun on him or some shit like that?
no, he does. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And he
Pull the
screams.
gun on him.
He screams and then he leaves.
He's like, my feather.
And the guy's like,
my
it's not
feather."
loaded.
We didn't see the screen. Damn it.
This is a great Weird Science also.
Oh,
Vastly underrated.
Ah, they didn't see the screen. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
That's Kelly LeBrock, man. That's my first crush right there, Kelly LeBrock.
First crush, man. Like I still go back in my memory to like relive those crush moments.
You didn't age that well. I'll just give you a little spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Wait,
Just
wait,
hang
wait.
on to that.
Hold
Don't
on,
look
hold on,
recently.
She got married to Steven Seagal, right?
Yes,
Wasn't
for a
she
while.
with him for a little bit?
She's divorced with him now, but she was married to him after
she-
Hard to Kill. We did a
Yeah,
commentary.
she was
Kill, right.
gorgeous. She was gorgeous.
Give me
back
one
in the day.
second while I remember her from my 80s moments.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Woman in Red. That's the first time I ever saw her, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Holy shit, Gene Wilder!"
Gene Wilder. Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
come on, bro, come on.
No, weird.
Where is she? She British?
She's got that,
Kelly
that little gym
LeBrock?
outfit on.
Oh, fuck.
That?
I think she's British, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't. She's her voice is kind of
Right?
You
It's
got
a
that
little
accent.
bit like weird. Like it could go a lot of ways, right? Her accent.
If you told me she was American, I'd be like, okay. You told me she was British, I'd be like, okay. If you told me she was French,
No,
I'd be
you got
like,
me down.
all right.
Because she has that. What's it called? That in a little bit of that. What's it called? The continental
Transatlantic.
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 That
Where brandy
transatlantic.
was medicine and cigarettes were gums. Transatlantic.
That transatlantic accent from the
It's the
30s.
greatest. Aha.
Yeah.
So she was born in New York, but brought up in the upscale Kensington area of London.
Ah,
I don't know.
Oh.
She's Mel Gibson.
Oh,
I guess.
Oh, you step
Oh,
away,
is that right?
I think so.
I
I think
need
Mel
to
Gibson was born in
interject.
New York.
Yeah,
But
Kim.
he's Australian, no?
Guys, I need to shoot.
Okay, all right, boss man.
Oh, dude, it's always a
just
pleasure,
wanted-
man. Dude,
I
you're
wanted
the
to,
best.
thank you all. It's a good conversation. I've enjoyed it very much, and God bless you.
You too, brother, man.
All
Be
right,
safe
gamer.
out there.
Take
and,
it easy, buddy.
Hope to see you next Tuesday.
Take care of yourselves, all of you. See you later.
Always a
Take care,
pleasure.
man.
Adios.
Later, brother.
Where's Gamer from?
England.
Yeah, I know. He's over there. Like he lives over there.
Oh yeah. Didn't you see
Cool.
his curtain behind him?
No, I didn't see it.
It looked like a doily.
That's
Downton
cool, man.
Abbey.
It's like tea time right now.
Yeah,
Tea
man.
time. No, he's awesome as shit, man.
Yeah, he
And,
is. He's cool.
Him and Ganna have a little something going on.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
She got trapped over there with him for quite some time.
Oh.
There were
I don't
many
like
live
that.
streams where all we saw was Gamer's hair on her lap.
What?
No, man. Ganna and Gamer are freaking awesome. I love them both. I've known them for a while from like a video call-in show. I think I met both of them over there somewhere. I don't know. It's been so long. The days just blur together anymore. Like, what the hell's going on these days?
There was a people. It was on Twitter. They had John David Washington answering questions about Tenet, and people were throwing theories at him.
Dude, I was just thinking about that fucking movie right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the only thing that's coming out.
Exactly. I was going to ask you, what's your most anticipated movie this year? I'm like, it's Tenet.
It's probably Tenet.
The Green Knight.
Oh yeah, Tenet, man.
What'd you say? Green Knight?
Green Knight. Is that coming out this year? Did they delay it?
I don't know. It's probably going to get not till, who knows. It was my most anticipated.
Dev Patel pushed back.
Oh, shit. That looks cool. I think I've seen the trailer of this.
Dune again. We still don't know when the fuck this. We don't know when anything's fucking coming out.
Dune. Yeah, sorry.
I want Dune.
Oh, Dune. That's this year, man.
That's December. Apparently,
supposed to be December
until they decide to move it. It's supposed to be December, but I don't know.
Sons of bitches.
We don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know when anything's coming out anymore.
I really want to see No Time to Die because I want to see Rami Malek do some stuff. Rami Malek is awesome.
I just hope it's better than the last one.
It can't be worse.
Yeah.
It just can't be worse.
Yeah. If you're gonna look up some list of anticipated movies, just make sure that it's after March list. You know. Just make sure it wasn't last year.
I wanted to see A Quiet Place too. I really wanted to see what's going on there, but again, I don't know when the fuck that's ever coming out.
That was like set to come out right when this.
Yeah, March. I was getting prepared for it.
That was like the next week or something like that.
I had to throw away all the standees for it and shit. It was like ready to come. We had the hard drive for it. That's how I remember. We had the hard drive.
Yeah, it was like right there,
and it was gonna unlock, and then epidemic.
Those sons of bitches.
Still locked on a hard drive.
What about the Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford? With the fake dog.
I've seen it with the digital dog.
That came
how is the digital dog?
It's weird as fuck.
Right?
It's weird, man. It's like watching.
Can you have Uncanny Valley with animals?
It's like a Roger Rabbity experience. It's not because it's Harrison Ford who's like the most.
But without the dip,
it's without the dip because it's like Harrison Ford is not really funny in the movie. Dan Stevens is in that movie for some reason. I don't know why, but the dog looks like a cartoon. It's like a cartoon dog, and he has like expressions and shit. Like I have a dog, so I know that expression is not a dog expression. Dogs can't raise one eyebrow and shit like that. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
So Gamer says he had to bolt because his phone's getting cooked. And Ganna says, Will, you make that sound dirty.
Of course. I didn't bring it out.
It was dirty.
He meant it to sound dirty.
It was very dirty.
A 2020 release, The New Mutants.
Dude, yeah,
never
right.
happening, bro.
Never happened.
It's like that movie's never coming out.
Never
It
coming
is
out,
not
bro.
coming out, man. Ever.
We've seen it already. That's as much as we're ever going to see
Yeah,
is that trailer.
We have seen it. It's easy, man. They're cruel and unusual, and that's that.
Because they have a thing now where they cannot release it to streaming. It has to play in movies. So I was like,
it's never coming out. What date is it going to take? Is it going to be in August? I don't even know.
Oh, there's another sequel, The Conjuring.
Greg.
I never, you know what? I'm not a horror guy, so I've never seen any of the Conjuring movies. That's is that James Wan?
These rights.
Yeah, I think so.
And
what's that?
Lee Winnell, Conjuring.
Conjuring 2 is good. I like that.
Yeah, the 3's coming out. It's called The Devil Made Me Do It in 2020, like this year.
The Devil Made Me Do It. That sounds dirty.
Yeah. Did you like the last? Well, you're not a horror guy, but maybe you guys are. The last Halloween.
I saw it. It was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ending. The ending was kind of. I didn't like the scientist, and I didn't like the ending.
There were a whole lot of characters I didn't like aside from what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. The other characters I didn't like. I found it really off-putting and weird that basically the young girl kept calling Jamie Lee grandmother.
Yeah.
It was like grandmother. It was
grandmother.
Like, who the hell calls that? You know,
yeah.
That's a
grandma
or whatever.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a problem with it because if you take out the entire subplot of the weird scientist, just take him out of the movie, it doesn't affect the movie at all. And that's how you know it absolutely doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean to be there. It's weird and pointless and stupid.
The one kid who's like in love with the girl and then gets killed in the graveyard. Oh, I was so drunk. I'm sorry.
I did like the scene that was reminded me of Doctor Who with the when he's in the backyard and the lights keep going on and off, and Michael Myers keeps getting closer and closer to him. That I thought was done really well. That was like the one, and the
it
long
had
shot.
moments. It had moments, that movie. Plus, it was filmed in Charleston, so I got to give it props for that.
Yeah, I agree. It had its moments. I agree.
Dude, what are the riots like up there, by the way, just real quick? Because I heard like the Carolinas are getting smoked.
Well, where I'm at, they've been mostly peaceful, from what I understand. I've been trying to avoid the news just because it's so fucking depressing.
That's a great backdrop. That's a great backdrop.
But
right.
It can't be worse. Like I said about James Bond,
can't be any worse than what we
can't
got.
be worse.
Well, my sister's in Charleston, and Charleston's kind of a shit show. At least it's been mostly pleasant, though. There have been a few arrests. Nobody's gotten shot or killed, so there's that. But my sister's been out protesting, and I really wish she wouldn't. I know it's for a great important cause, but
sure.
she's a mom. She's got a newborn kid at home, and if something were to happen, that just would be a good situation. So.
Whoa! What are you guys doing? You're fucking with me.
Yeah, man.
What?
Right? Those are for the young kids, man. Young kids go.
What's happening?
You guys switch places because one of you went. That's why I hate doing screen grabs with Zoom, because like I have to constantly adjust it. If you guys
there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way for that.
Yeah, it's called I don't know, proprietary software. I don't know. Call up Max. Mr. Avicassis, we're gonna need some new software.
Have you guys talked to Have you guys talked to Max since you left?
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah, but it's been a couple months, but yeah.
No, I talked to him a couple weeks ago.
How's he doing?
He was gonna assemble like a few of us together to have some dinner, and then COVID fucking happened. Then I talked to him.
Talking about that for you. He actually kept, when I got sick, he kept in touch with me for all through that. So that was
that's nice.
I gotta give him props for that.
He called me the other day. He was like, "William, I got ideas about your real estate videos." I'm like, yeah, what are they? He's like, he goes, "So I just watched a real estate video, and they were doing like just pictures and zooming in on pictures, and that was the video to music. What if you like walked through the house?" And I was like, "Here's a link to my channel."
I did that right.
And he never fucking talked to me again. He didn't even answer the goddamn email. I was like, "Ah, shit." No, but he's like that. He doesn't like. He probably liked it, but like next time I talk to him, he'll be like, "Oh, I watched your videos." And
I've got ideas. Always got ideas. Always
Yeah.
got ideas.
I kind of feel bad for him. I think he needs some camaraderie, not bossy camaraderie, but friendship camaraderie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just him, his wife, and his grandkids whenever he goes to visit them.
Yeah, now he can't even do that because it's all fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
Savannah's burning. Everything's fucked up.
Yeah, man. Everything's on fire.
Everything's burning, and if you go too far, you're going to get sick. And now with all these crowds, I can guarantee you, they're not reporting it, but the death toll is still going through the goddamn roof.
Oh, of course, bro.
But you know what? The thing was, like, people went crazy as soon as Memorial Day came around. People all went nuts, went out, and now they're going to start blaming whatever comes out of it. It's COVID related on these protests and everything.
For sure, man. Like we're already
Which is
over
obviously going to not
110,000
help
deaths.
at all.
By the
Not gonna
time
help
the
at all.
winter comes again, man, we'll be probably pushing 200,000 deaths. And
There are
God, the
pictures
flu's gonna
of
come out.
I saw pictures of a protest in, I don't know if it was Norway or one of those countries, where they're all protesting on a giant field, but they're all also social distancing. So it just looked like, they're all spaced out. It was pretty. I was like, that's
Like
that's
a practice
dedication.
for a sporting event or something.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty good.
Hey Justin, get her done.
Mike Flanagan was supposed to
Money.
direct the Halloween movie, by the way. The guy that did Dr. Sleep. But he
Yeah, I don't know when I never heard of this Mike Flanagan.
Doctor
before.
Sleep to me
Really?
is like
Sleep.
That would be.
Sleep to
I don't know.
me-
I don't know if that would have been. I don't know, because he's kind of like a thrill, kind of like a slow burn kind of. I don't know.
Right. He's not a slasher guy. He's
Yeah.
more of a, psychological horror.
I could be wrong. I mean, I've had directors surprise me all the time. So
It's true. Hey, Taika Waititi surprised the shit out of me. I thought he was just a
Ooh.
comedy guy.
yeah.
That guy, man, came out of nowhere with awesome shit, man. That's all I gotta say. Like, and I can't. He's got like Star Wars now is the next trilogy. I can't fucking wait
For now, I mean, again, I think that whole
So the Russo
It's
Studios
Feige. It's Feige. It's all the good people.
Yeah,
now.
the Russo brothers
So-
surprised the shit out of me.
yeah,
Oh, dude.
Russo
Yeah.
brothers
Oh,
definitely surprised me.
The
They
Russo
go from
brothers like
Community
owned.
to Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Oh my
Soldier
God, dude.
to both Avengers movies.
Oh, dude, they owned.
Biggest movies of all time.
Yeah. Not only that, but like Feige put together a power team, and that team is now moving over to Star Wars. So, how can it go wrong, dude? Like, how can it go wrong?
Don't jinx it, bro.
I don't
know,
believe
yeah.
in
Let's
bullshit.
not even talk about it.
Don't
I don't
even
believe
jinx
in
it.
bullshit.
I'm fucking with you.
All I know is, man, they're gonna make it fucking good. They're gonna bring levity and awesomeness, and that's all I need, man. Now, hopefully, as long as they stay true to the fucking history of it, everybody will be fucking fine.
They just need to bring back midichlorians,
Oh,
and then we'll be good, man.
Oh, God.
Don't ever say that goddamn name in the
Your
fucking movie.
metachlorian count
whole movie
is
about
They need
630.
they need to bring back midichlorians. You guys got it all wrong, man.
That's
what
more
the
than
Star Wars
Master
is all about.
Yoda's metachlorian count. You got
Your metachlorian count is so high.
Metachlorians.
Fucking hell.
Master
More than
Yoda is
Master
the
Yoda.
size of a small child, and his metachlorian count is really high. Well, what about Baby Yoda, man? How the fuck small are these metachlorians anyway?
They're really, really small. Like really, really, really small.
They're super small.
So,
man.
so Yoda's race is born with an abnormal amount of midichlorians. Is that what we're learning?
We don't know anything about
They,
fucking Yoda's
look,
race.
first
Yeah,
of all,
they don't know
Disney.
anything.
Hey, well,
Disney
all
stopped
three
talking
of
about
the
it.
Yoda's races that we've seen have been, you got Yoda, you got Yaddle, and you got Baby Yoda, and they're all
Yep.
powerful Force users.
So,
Except for Baby Yoda, who keeps passing out like a drunkard every time he uses.
And still
I just
still
want to say,
developing.
Disney has not officially made that stupid ass little shit fucking Storm canon yet.
What?
Like they haven't officially come out.
What?
None of the movies ever say. None of the Disney movies ever bring up midichlorians, dude.
Well, it doesn't matter. The Phantom Menace, the prequels are canon.
I know, but
Prequel brings it up. It's,
look, man,
that's a movie.
just fucking flow with me for a second. They haven't brought it up.
They haven't brought it up, but it's still canon.
Out of sight, out of mind.
They haven't brought it up since because
Well,
they realized they made a mistake about
You're
it.
doing peekaboo, like I disappear once I cover my eyes. It's still there.
Exactly. I don't see this shit.
It's there, motherfucker.
It's like
It's
Jar
there.
Jar
If Lucas
Binks,
wanted
like-
to go back and edit that movie to remove that, I would not have a problem with that.
He would
No,
not. He would
fuck
never
no.
touch it.
Retcon
You know
the fucking
what?
shit
Funny
out of it.
enough, man, they asked him what he would do now, in the middle of this whole sequels shit, and he said that he would have explored more of that.
Yeah,
of
he
the
probably
whole the
could
wills.
give way more.
It would have been the wills. It would have been going into that like molecule kind of like
They touch about it in
subatomic level.
Rogue
Yeah.
One. They talk about the wills.
Well,
so.
I'm okay with the wills, like not the midichlorians. Like, and I'm really okay with the fact that R2D2 is telling the story. That part is my favorite part of the whole goddamn thing. Like the whole story is being told by R2D2. That's the coolest shit. Man.
The original screenplay apparently.
Oh yeah, that he's telling.
That was
yeah,
that was
I
his
didn't read it.
original idea.
Well,
Yeah.
as far as like the
fine.
interviews I've seen, he still holds to that. So, like R2D2 is the one thing in the whole thing that's recorded everything. So,
How do you guys feel about R2D2? I'm not a huge R2D2 fan. Not like I
Oh, he's
hate him.
great.
It's just like
I
he's
think
fine.
he's
love R2D2.
feisty and he's.
I
got
can
attitude.
take him or leave him if he's in a scene. Okay, if he's not, okay. I don't really
You
like.
I like him
you like
better.
three-
than
you like 3PO?
C-3PO.
Nah,
like 3PO better?
I mean,
C-3PO.
the only droid I like K2SO. I like
let's-
HK.
let's-
I'm BB-8.
Let's do,
see,
wait a minute. Let's do
R2D2
F
all
Mary
day.
Kill right now.
Okay, we're good.
BB-8, 3PO, R2.
I think I'm gonna marry.
You think 3PO over R2?
I think I'm gonna marry
Damn.
R2. I'll fuck BB-8 and I'll kill 3PO. I'm not really.
Yeah, I agree
again,
with that.
I don't really have a problem with 3PO as most people, but again, I don't need two of me telling me the odds. You're like, I'll do the odds. I know, motherfucker. I know the odds. I'm Han Solo. I'm not Han Solo. I actually want to hear the odds, but I already know them. So you're not helping me 3PO.
Not a fan of 3PO, honestly.
What about K2SO?
K2SO is probably my favorite droid.
He's dope.
He's dope as shit.
K2SO.
Yeah, he's-
I like him better than
Pretty awesome.
L33T. I fucking hate that droid. Or as you would call him, her, the Millennium Falcon now. I fucking
Oh
hate
yeah,
Oh,
that.
that
no,
was.
fuck
I wish
that.
they didn't do that. Yeah.
That was
Literally, fuck
horrible.
that.
the worst droid of any fucking of all the droids.
Lando likes to put his penis inside sockets.
I'm with that.
That's Lando's piece, huh?
That's Lando's side piece, side robot piece.
Is there like a special attachment that he puts on himself to like?
I don't
have
even
sex
fucking
with,
want to know.
Like metal? I don't know.
She says it in the movie. She says you got to do that thing or whatever the fuck.
What is the thing?
I don't want to know, man.
She lubricates it with oil.
And how is it a she? Like, it has no genitals, or did it? I don't know, man. Droids, like, who the fuck knows? I know if Americans made droids, they'd all be sex.
Well, there was a female 3PO in Phantom Menace. There's a
shit.
female 3PO in Phantom Menace when the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go
That's
to the
right.
Well,
The silver
female
one.
voice. Female voice.
Yeah, I mean, so is L33T is a female voice.
You're assuming the sex, dude.
Yeah,
assuming
that's
it.
gender bias right there, dude.
I think
I mean, I
Jedi
assume that's just a
Masters.
setting. I assume that's just a setting. You could say you can switch
High-pitched
genders, have them
voice.
switch voices. You know.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
You need a shitload of WD-40. And
I mean, a shitload. I'm talking about a vat of
lot.
WD-40.
A penis load.
Or like axle
I
grease.
want like a fire hose of WD-40. This is like backdraft. Just
Backdraft. God damn.
there's no way. I can't. I'm trying to think of any other droids that are. Yeah, I guess
R5.
R5 is just 3PO with a different fucking color.
No, R5 is the one that explodes in A New Hope. The one that
Oh,
was
no.
going to be
R4.
selected
I'm thinking of
by-
R4. I'm thinking of Obi-Wan's droid in Attack of the Clones that gets fucking
Yeah.
murdered in Revenge of the Sith by those fucking buzz droids. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah, all four. Send a message back to Coruscant. That fucking he's like red R2D2. I think he's in the cartoons too, the Clone Wars cartoons.
so, what are they gonna do with Star Wars now? They're not gonna make trilogies again or episode. What are they gonna do?
Trilogy.
I think they're gonna start making standalones because
I think they're going to stick with the TV shows for a while.
No.
we're not gonna get a movie for a minute. I think.
From what I heard
Yeah.
from the Iger's staying on and like to give some like solace to this other dude that's taking over, and they're going for a trilogy again with what's his face? Watiti.
I don't know if that's a trilogy.
You might get
That's
a
what I
movie. I
heard,
don't know if
though.
it's a trilogy.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a trilogy.
I
And the only
just
reason
hope
I say that is because they're trying to go in the Marvel direction. They're trying to like create a bunch of movies that lead up to a culmination, like an Avengers type thing.
thing about that is because he's doing that and he's doing Thor: Love and Thunder, that means he's done with Akira, or at least we're not. Though I don't want there to
that
be
one.
an Akira movie, but I know Taika Waititi's been trying to make an Akira movie for fucking like 5 years now.
God,
That's gonna be
Yeah.
so hard to do, man.
I don't want him to do it. That's one of those
Yeah.
movies where you don't need to translate it. It's
Wasn't it with
almost-
Leonardo DiCaprio for a while?
He tried to do
Yes,
it
His,
for a while,
his
yeah.
production company.
and I didn't like that fucking idea either. no.
Taika
I mean,
Waititi's only on for one movie right now, Will.
You know, whenever I
yeah,
think
he's
of
only
Akira,
on for
whenever I
one,
think
but
of
that's how it
Akira,
starts.
I'm just thinking about it. It's got to look like Blade Runner, and it's
But I
got to
mean,
be
yeah.
like it's got to be.
I don't want to have another Ghost in the Shell situation. which
Yeah.
is
Let's
like-
put it
Yeah,
this
you,
way,
you have
man.
to cast Asian actors, otherwise it's
Yes.
going to be an uproar.
I don't want that situation.
Let's
It's
put it
got to be
this
like
way,
an
man.
independent kind of movie. You know, I don't know.
Taika was
And
only
it can't
on
be
for
independent
Thor
because
for
it'd
one.
be too
But
damn
it's so big.
expensive.
It's
Yeah.
huge, exactly. So it's weird. It's kind of like in between thing, where I'm thinking it's got to be like a like I said, a Blade Runner kind of feeling of atmosphere.
When's the last time you ever watched? When's the last time you watched Akira? Akira's like a Dune conversation.
A year
like
ago.
like a few years ago.
Yeah,
I have it
Akira
on Blu-ray
is
downstairs.
like Dune. Dune and Akira have a rabid following. They're fucking like almost hallowed ground, and they're weird as fuck. Like there's, I don't know
yeah.
if Akira's gonna translate just like Dune. I don't know if they're both gonna be able to translate to modern audiences in the live action format. And is a live action format going to do anything that the animated format didn't? Is it going to do anything better? I think they're going to hurt it if they're going to do anything to it, because Akira is weird. There's some crazy shit that goes on. There's questions they still haven't fucking answered, even with the manga that came out afterwards. So
Yeah.
it's I don't know. That's why I almost don't want them to do it. I
Yeah,
would just watch fucking
it's got to
Akira
be like a
animated.
4-hour movie, you know.
You're gonna dump all that budget in, and when you start dumping in budget, that means that studios are gonna start getting more involved and say, no, this doesn't appeal to our Latino market, so we gotta take this out. And you know, I don't want all that shit because that's.
I like the way George.
Give it to Villeneuve.
Oh God.
What are you gonna say, William?
If Dune is a hit, give it to Villeneuve.
Fuck that. It'll be a fucking failure. Anyways, like. I like the way George Lucas describes like what an actual independent film is. It's not like budget related. An independent film is no strings attached to corporate bullshit, where your ideas can flourish and you have the ability to make your own goddamn movie.
But how are you going to pay for it?
Instead of like Disney, they're slave owners.
He did that. He did it. Fox paid for his shit, and he had his own way. And then he created his own empire and did it his own fucking way even more. So
he's an anomaly.
He's not an anomaly.
He's an anomaly. If you want to do Akira the way Akira is supposed to be done, you're going to need at least 150 million.
Dude, Chris Nolan is not. That's not an anomaly, man.
He's an anomaly. You've named 2 people. I can name you 7,000 directors.
Yeah, I can give you like half of Hollywood that sucks balls at doing this shit. But there are
and Christopher Nolan doesn't have the power of a George Lucas. George Lucas, you're right. He essentially started from the bottom and built his own empire. Christopher Nolan's
well, he got lucky because he got free reign with Fox for Star Wars.
Right.
And that
there's like 2 directors I could think of. I don't even count George Lucas. So I say one that can do whatever the fuck he wants, and that's James fucking Cameron. That's it. Everybody else, they have a master to answer to.
Well,
I don't think
everybody else. There's like 4 or 5 people that can do whatever the fuck they want.
Who? Don't say Scorsese or Spielberg because they had to fucking answer. They couldn't even do Tintin correctly. So that's not them.
Scorsese and Spielberg can do whatever they want. They just choose bad decisions.
They just tried to get a budget and they were denied.
Yeah, they were denied. Yeah. That's what I saw last month.
They are just the same fucking way.
Maybe they've been too far.
I know there are other directors, William, but not.
It's the only one I can think of that gets to do whatever the fuck he wants and take 20 years to do a movie is James Cameron. That's it.
Yeah, because you got a track record of making $1 billion per movie.
I'll tell you one right here. I'm trying to make a fucking fortune. When I do, I ain't gonna spend it on yachts and boats and mansions. I'm gonna make a fucking movie, and I'm gonna make it my goddamn way.
Well, you can make it your goddamn way.
I said it here first, bitches, on Miscast Entertainment.
Are you gonna bring back Hugh Jackman as well?
No, you know who I'm gonna have direct? I'm gonna produce it, and I'm gonna have Wes from Thinking Art Entertainment direct it.
That's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Good.
And I'll have all you guys in there to bitch the whole time.
I would just say I don't want Akira to look like Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. So I hope you can raise the money to get $200 million because Akira ain't a cheap making. That's a movie. Akira's not a movie you make cheaply. Okay,
no, man,
independent film. You're correct. You can make as many independent films where it has to do with people and feelings and emotions, and you can make a really smart, low budget sci-fi like an Ex Machina. But Akira ain't that.
It's almost like you need to throw a bunch of money at A24 and be like, hey, make a crazy ass.
Even A24 wouldn't give you the what do you think the budget for an Akira movie should be to make it correctly?
Dude,
at least $200 million.
At least $200 million.
At least.
Come on,
you're
man.
not gonna do that independently.
At least, yeah. I know.
Villeneuve has one flop after the other and keeps getting a shit ton of money. Come on, what's up with that?
But it's got to be good, or else it's going to be like Eon Flux and shit. You know, it's going to be disgusting.
Fuck. That movie.
Really, man. I mean, that's why it's just if you want it to be good, it's got to have that much money, man.
Yeah, and to get that much money, you don't just pull it out of your ass. You got to fucking kowtow to somebody. The only one that I can think of that they just throw money at him is James fucking Cameron, and Greg hit it right on the head because he has a track record of 2 #1 movies of all time on his fucking resume.
Yep.
Well, let's analyze why James Cameron gets the money. It ain't because of his fucking filmmaking. It's because he invents technology.
Correct.
Filmmakers use. Same with George Lucas.
And makes hit movies.
And makes hit movies.
And is filmmaking. He's a combination of both. It's a
the two people you've named, George Lucas and James Cameron, have invented more fucking technology in Hollywood than anybody else. And they are the only 2 that could probably do whatever.
They're definitely the only 2 that did that. So.
When Steven Spielberg has to beg for money, you know James Cameron and George Lucas are an anomaly. Steven fucking Spielberg, the birther of the blockbuster, has to beg for money.
What was Spielberg's last good movie?
It's been a minute.
Okay, it wasn't Bridge
Minority Report?
He's had a couple flops, bro.
Minority Report, maybe.
I don't even count that as a good movie.
Pull up Spielberg. Pull up Spielberg.
I don't know that last.
conversation.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Lincoln?
I think it's a good
I fell
performance, not a
asleep
good
on
movie.
Shit,
I
man.
would say that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right? It's
that's
just-
not
yeah,
that's not Spielberg.
that's-
That's Lewis.
But it's still one of his worst, in my opinion.
What's
Bridge of
okay,
Spies.
Bridge of Spies was not great. It was another performance movie.
Still gonna say nah.
Which one?
I mean, you got to go back to Munich.
I'm going with Schindler's List.
No, he's made movies after that. He's made
1994.
I'll pull up Spielberg's filmography. Hold on.
I got it up right now.
What's the
All right,
last
so
movie
going
he did?
backwards, he's got Ready Player One, The
That's
Post,
okay.
The BFG.
That was fun.
that was all
Ready
right.
Player One was fun.
That was a
Yeah, it
huge
was
budget
fun because it was nostalgia heaven.
Yeah, it wasn't. It just wasn't that good. Of a
too. And
wasn't
it did
that
not.
great
And
of
it
a
did not make
movie.
a lot of money. So that's why.
the-
That's why he was in
Nah,
the
it
problem
did
that he
shit.
was recently.
It was a flop.
All right,
Yeah.
The Post, The BFG,
Post was good.
Bridge of Spies, Lincoln, War Horse,
Not good.
Tintin.
Begging for money.
I'm not going to count. That's a documentary short. Crystal Skull,
Oh
Jesus.
God, that was the beginning of the end.
Collective. Munich,
Munich is
That's
good.
all right.
War of the Worlds.
No.
I actually liked War of the Worlds.
I liked it, but I
Not a fan
can't.
of that
I
movie.
don't have no
Nah.
desire to watch it.
I'm not.
Not
No,
a
no. I'm
fan.
not gonna put it up as one of.
Not a fan of that
No,
movie.
no. I'm not gonna put it up at all in a Spielberg area.
Okay.
Any of those
the-
movies that he mentioned? Do your top 5.
No.
Spielberg?
No,
He hasn't.
hell
He's
no.
not mentioned
even
one yet.
close.
Catch Me If You
No.
Can. I think it was the last good one he's done. When was
That
that?
was a
The
good one.
Terminal, Catch Me If You
Terminal.
Can.
Catch Me If You
I
Can is the
actually
last
really
one I
like
love.
Catch Me If You
I'm not
Can was
even-
before Minority Report, right?
It was the
after.
same year,
It's
both
after.
2002.
Same year? Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report are the last two really, for me,
Yeah.
great Spielberg.
Yeah, yeah. The Minority Report, I think it just falls at the end of the third act, but the first two, man, the
Yeah.
chase, man, it's just crazy.
I
But-
like
Oh, I
the
agree
Terminal
with you.
something
At the
fierce,
end, I'm like,
but that's
eh.
a rom-com, man, and it's not Spielberg's
Which one?
type of movie. I really like the Terminal, but
Terminal.
it's a rom-com, and
Anybody
it's
could have
not-
done it. It's not
yeah,
really a
it's not a
Spielberg
Spielberg
movie.
Right.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you guys
Right.
like AI, which is kind of like a Kubrick?
I love
That's
that.
not even his
love
movie
AI.
either. That's
Yeah, it's Kubrick.
That's Kubrick.
Yeah.
That's
Kubrick,
Kubrick.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys like that one? I kind of liked
Yeah,
it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
really like that.
A lot of people
movie.
didn't like it, man. A lot of people didn't
Yeah.
like it.
It's because it's not a typical
I'm
type of
David.
Spielberg.
I'm David.
See, when it comes
Yeah,
to
it was
those two
good.
guys, Spielberg, who hasn't made a movie, when did Catch Me If You Can come out?
Hey, Kiwi,
That
what's up? Welcome.
was
Not a great
02.
gamer says his
Oh,
phone
two.
is cooler.
Jesus, 18 years ago. Okay, so compared to Spielberg hasn't made a really great movie since probably 18 years ago. Scorsese's been making
Yeah.
badass movies since, but both of them beg for
Eh.
budgets still. Still
I mean,
beg
then you
for
got-
budgets.
Because you know why? Because they make a lot of movies, and that diminishes their return. Like the Velvet.
I mean,
but-
Saving Private Ryan was his last truly great
what-
movie. That was
Was
Yeah,
George,
that's
Lu-
the
was,
last
was George
nominated.
Lucas's last good movie?
He hasn't made a fucking movie.
Did you? Speaking of which, I was watching Red Tails the other day.
His
New
last
Hope?
good movie was A New Hope.
I get people will say people will say Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith people will say is his last.
Nah, I'm saying.
I would say A New Hope, but then people will say Revenge of the Sith probably.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I would say
No,
a New Hope.
Revenge of the Sith. I mean, pieces of it. No.
Oh no,
New
it's
Hope
not
as
me
a
saying
whole.
that. I'm saying that people have come to love that movie now. I'm
Yeah,
not a fan of it, but
There's a lot of good parts in that movie, but as a
Right.
whole, that movie's fucked up, man. Like,
Why does not? Why does IMDb doesn't
as
list
soon as they start
him
waving
as the
their
director of
lightsabers
Red Tails?
around for fucking,
He was a producer.
Like 3
He was a producer of Red
seconds
Tails.
without
Oh,
hitting
he directed
themselves,
it.
like it's weird.
he produced Red Tails. He didn't direct it. I thought the same
Who
thing.
directed that?
I forget the fucking person's name.
I thought he
Dude,
directed
any
it. My
movie
bad.
you go to where the climax of the entire trilogy, the whole fucking theater laughs. Is a failure. You killed her in your anger.
Yeah, that was.
So I know he was saying he was going to direct some small movies for himself, you know, and
Right.
after he sold Star Wars. But IMDb says the last movie he directed was not counting deleted scenes for New Hope.
So
Revenge of
Daisy
the
brings
Sith.
up a good point. Favreau, man,
He's great.
he gets free reign to do whatever the fuck he wants.
But think about what Favreau's doing. It
I know,
might
he
not
brings
seem that
everybody
way.
together.
He
Like-
makes his movies under budget. Lion King was all
Yeah.
done in that
He's
fucking
He's
room.
got the business part of it.
And
Yeah,
now.
he's not
he's
doing it
got-
on location. Those movies are cheaper than they're. That's why he's
True,
got
but
free reign.
he's still one of the anomalies that gets to do whatever he wants.
Well, I wouldn't say he gets to do whatever he wants.
No.
He gets to do
Yeah,
stuff,
he does.
but he makes stuff under. He's not. They're not handing him $400 million budgets. He's making
doing
You
he's
don't
what
think
the,
they'll give
what
Favreau
the, what the
400
machine
million
wants
and
him
say,
to do.
"Do whatever you want to do." Like,
Nobody's doing that.
No.
They're not doing that. Favreau said he's not even asking for that. He's like, look,
no,
I
he's
can
not
do
asking for it.
I can do Jungle Book, but I can do it all in this
company,
room.
man.
I can do it all in this room, and it's going to
Yeah.
cost you
How
maybe
about we leave
$100 million.
Jungle Book out of it because that's like I think is
Okay,
worth
I can do
movie.
Lion King all in this room, and it's going to cost you maybe $150 million. He's not using like crazy ass
Why do you have
budgets
to keep bringing up his like his animation? Movies?
because that's the most recent thing he did. Whether
No, the most
movie
recent thing he did was Mando, man.
No, I'm talking about movies. He's only directed one episode of the Mando. I'm talking about movies.
Did he direct Swingers?
He directed Swingers like in fucking 90s.
Dude,
I would give him.
got
I would
the
give him.
most
I would give him
cringiest
$300 million to do a sequel to that.
Fuck
I mean,
yes.
the last movie he's done directing wise with like people is probably like Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
Chef. Well, Jungle Book. He had kids in that movie. Chef.
Yeah, but it's all in a
Yeah, all
room.
right,
It's all
Jungle
in a
Book-
literal. It's all in that fucking room they shoot
I
Mando
know, but
in
that's
now.
a good.
All right,
fucking
2014
movie.
Chef. He
Chef
also directed.
Chef is like an independent film. That's like
He also directed the
$50 million.
pilot episode of Young Sheldon.
What the fuck is
and I will
that?
never
Chef was
watch
fun.
it. I will never watch that.
Scarlett
show.
Johansson was fun in that movie.
Young
Yeah,
Sheldon.
Chef is great. Chef is, but Chef is what William is
yeah.
talking about. Chef is an
Yeah.
independent film. Chef probably cost what maximum $80 million
No,
to make
no,
that
no,
movie.
but independent. What I'm talking about is free reign without budget. Like
You have to
budget
own your
doesn't-
own studio to do that. That's what I'm trying.
Yeah,
that's what
I
I'm trying to say.
understand. Whatever, like I get it, but like what I agree with George Lucas on is independent. It doesn't mean like you're independent with a small budget. Independent to me means you don't have strings attached to corporate fucking donors.
Yeah, nobody's
That's all.
arguing that.
Then
Yeah,
if
that's
anybody if that's your argument, nobody does that. Not even Cameron. Cameron is
Well,
Cameron
I'll
still
tell
has
you,
to
didn't-
count out to Disney.
I'll tell you
No,
what
no,
happens when
like,
that happens. Is
you
what
can
about
paint
Tim
your
Burton, man?
fucking picture.
Tell me the last Tim Burton movie that was good. You know,
Oof.
Tim Burton. They kind of give him the money and they
Batman.
let him run with it, and look what happens. You know, Willy
Alice in
Wonka
Wonderland,
and
that-
but
Alice in
he's
Wonder.
still,
Willy
but
Wonka.
again, he still had to. What George Lucas I think is talking about is like, look, make your own studio, do your own, make your own shit, or you are the money.
Yeah,
There is
that's
no
what he's
director
saying.
I can think of that's that. Cameron's not that. Tim Burton's not that. Spielberg's
No.
not that. I
No.
think he tried to do it with
No,
DreamWorks,
no,
but that was
no. What he's talking about is like the studio doesn't affect the vision, doesn't change your art. Like he's
nobody's
saying
like
even-
that. So what I'm telling you is nobody's like that.
Well, Lucas,
No
is
one.
Yeah,
like
they're gonna have
that.
some say.
Absolutely no director working today is like that. Even Avatar is under Disney.
Let me bring the interview up, and I'll let it come from his mouth. You guys can argue with him.
But I'm saying, name me a director that
I'm not arguing
owns
with
their own
George
studio.
Lucas.
I agree
Yeah, I'm
with
not
what you're
arguing
saying.
with
I'm
his
saying
sentiment.
there is no director that runs
Yeah.
their own studio that has $300 million budgets. You
Yeah.
name any blockbuster, it's under Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal. Jurassic Park is owned by Universal, so you can't say Colin Trevorrow. All of them are studios.
How about when Lucas calls what Disney white slavers? Did he say
Yeah,
something
he
like
was
that?
Yeah.
He sold it.
Damn, he was.
I sold it to the white slaves.
I think he sold
For
Star Wars. but he
$4
just-
billion, man.
Yeah,
He can shut
that's
the
he
fuck up.
undervalued that shit. He could have sold it for $40 billion.
He didn't even have to sell it. Like he
Yeah.
was. You know why he sold it? Because he was pissed off.
Oh, he was
about
mad
the
as fuck.
prequel
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
He was mad as fuck about that.
Like
prequel
people
shit.
were giving him so much shit. He was just like, "Fuck you all."
And he had seller's remorse after that, and that's why he was
yeah.
all upset.
because he
when
could have sold it
people
for
were-
way more. But again,
Well,
doesn't
no,
need the
he
money.
was upset because people were he sold it, and then he was surprised people were shutting him out. He was like, "That's what happens when you sell it."
That was your girl Kathleen Kennedy to shut him out.
Well, now Disney's pulling him back in, man. He's like involved in shit now. He's on the set of like half these goddamn fucking Mando episodes.
Yeah, but he's there for like a day or two, and they're like, "Oh, great idea, George." And then he's gone. He's like, "Yeah, we're not." doing
I think George
You know?
doesn't give. I don't think George gives a shit about the
Yeah,
Hollywood
that's-
system anymore.
He's like
not.
the uncle.
it." No.
He's like, look,
Grandpa.
I've got more money than God. I mean, I might have
know
sold
he's
Star
got so
Wars for
much
$4
fucking
billion,
money.
but he's got other money. Remember, he still has stock in Star Wars, so when it makes money, he's still making
Pocket
money.
change
off
to
of it.
Bezos.
He
So he
still
doesn't
has
really-
like THX and
Oh yeah,
ILM
Skywalker
and-
sound,
yeah.
CGI. He's
They've
good.
still come to his fucking ranch to film half the goddamn movies. Like,
Right. So he's more like the retired, he's the retired cop that you like ask for like a case. Like, hey, hey, Columbo, what do you think we
Hey,
should do?
man,
Well, when
I
I
just
was
wanna
on the force.
I just want to say, I think he puts all his money in his chin like a pelican. 'Cause what's up with that fucking shit hanging from his goddamn fucking
Stop
chin?
hating on that man's a
Like
genius.
a squirrel that puts
I
all his
gotta
fucking
say-
nuts in his
yeah,
mouth. Oh man.
What the fuck fuck is that, dude? I keep thinking, like, dude, if I had that much money, I'd have that shit surgically fucking removed, man. Like, what is it?
But would you if you didn't care? Because he's got enough money not to give a shit. When
yes, dude. When your chin goes down,
he's been wearing the same plaid shirt for 20 years. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's not trying. He's married. He's not trying to get chicks.
He's not trying to impress anybody. He's married. He's good. He's giving up.
Wait, whoa. He's not trying to impress anybody. Look at that fucking hair.
Oh, come on. He's had the same hair for years.
Look at the hair. Look at the hair.
The same hair he had in 1977.
That's the same hair he's had in 1975. Nothing has changed about this guy other than the hair is gray instead of black.
Gray now. Yeah.
That's it. The same shit.
Come on. Just give me a
His
little
hair on A New Hope is crazier than this shit. His hair on A New Hope is like he's wearing a fucking mop.
In peace.
But yeah, I don't think he cares. He doesn't give a fuck as much as like
Well,
hungry
yeah,
filmmakers
he does,
now.
dude. He's a sensitive motherfucker. In this interview, actually.
No. I'm not saying he doesn't care about people criticizing. I'm talking about like in terms of making another movie. He doesn't give a shit about like that. I think he'll do what he wants for himself. You know how Kevin Smith makes movies just for himself now? I think that's where George Lucas is in his mindset, where he's like, you know what, I can make a movie. I can just make it for me. I don't give a fuck if it goes to the theater. I don't give a shit. He's past that point. He doesn't
Do
need
you
the
think
money.
when he dies, they're gonna find a whole library
hell yeah.
of movies?
Him and Coppola.
Like they did like with Prince, you know? Prince,
I think him and Coppola have movies on decky, man. I think Coppola has like 20 movies that he probably hasn't even fucking released.
Oh,
I believe it. Because what's the name of Coppola's studio? It's got a weird name. It's like
Godfather
a Japanese
Productions.
No, it's like Tatsuo or it's a weird production house he runs. But he was like talking about, he's like, yeah, I got like 5 scripts on there, and I haven't like when those guys go, you're gonna probably find a plethora of shit. Yeah. It's gonna be a Prince situation, though we haven't.
No, man, I would say it's more like a Lord of the Rings situation.
Oh, like a Tolkien?
Yeah, because, dude, I guarantee you that freaking Lucas still writes down like tons of notes about.
Oh yeah,
definitely. So like, his kids will be pulling that shit out like Christopher Tolkien for years.
But what about so did Tolkien like have other books that he just didn't send to?
Yeah, he had like boxes of fucking like notes and half-written.
Cimarron? I can't even pronounce it. Cimarron.
Cimarron, yeah, I knew about that one.
The
But
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion? I can't fucking pronounce it. We all know what we're talking about. That thing.
Dude, the Silmarillion's one of the best fucking things that he's ever written. And
so who owns that? Warner Brothers or New Line?
Nobody.
Warner Brothers.
His family owns it.
Yeah, the Tolkien estate.
So why don't they fucking sell it for the?
Because they fucking hate Hollywood. They hate Hollywood.
Alan Moore. Dude, they're Alan Moore.
Yeah, they're like they're the Alan Moore of the literature. Anyway. Like they think that.
Thank
the
you,
Lord of the
Melanie.
Rings...
That's Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know. Looks familiar.
Fuck yeah, man.
Shit.
They think that
he was Big Adventure, man. Great movie.
The Peter Jackson Lord of the
Tim Burton.
Rings,
There
like
you
a
go.
bastardization of his memory.
Tim Burton? What are you talking about?
What?
No, the Tolkien estate thinks that they gave Jackson the rights to the movies, and then for Lord of the Rings, and they think that what he did was like a bastardization.
Oh, they didn't like the movies? Really?
No, they fucking hated it because they didn't make it long for him. Basically, he fucking made that shit like way longer than most movies are ever fucking made. That should have been a goddamn intermission.
I don't know how you make. Again, I don't like the Hobbit movies, but I don't know how the hell you would make the Lord of the Rings
Hobbit
any
movies
other way.
were fucking a disaster.
Yeah, but I don't know how you would make the Lord of the Rings movies any better than they are. Like,
you'd be
Lord of the
hard-pressed to
Rings
do
is
that.
in my top 3 best fucking movies of all time, dude. Fellowship, at least.
I mean, that is almost one of those translatable kind of stories, and he did the best I can think anybody could ever do translating that material.
All right, so here's the thing.
Yes.
If Christopher Tolkien hates the movie so much, how did they get made in the first place?
Money.
Because the Tolkien estate did not control the rights to the film. United Artists purchased the rights in 1969 and sold them to the Saul Zaentz Company, which has since been the licensing body for the films based on Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, as well as their company merchandise.
So they can't touch anything else.
That's interesting.
The Tolkien estate retains the film rights to all of the other works by Tolkien, including the Cimarron. And Christopher is pretty adamant about not giving them up.
So wait, what about that TV show they're coming out with? or they were at least.
So that's like the second age. That's going to be about like how they made the rings.
Is that owned by the Tolkiens, or is
it's not? It's going to be like original stuff. They can't reference it.
Oh, okay.
They can't even reference this.
If that's the case.
Yeah, if it's original shit, I don't know if they got writers over there smarter than J.R. Tolkien.
How were they able to do The Hobbit then?
Because The Hobbit was also part of the rights by the
the
Zantz company on the rights to The Hobbit.
Yeah, because like in the 50s they married The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings as like one story.
Damn.
Well, that was 69.
Damn, that sucks.
You know that whole thing of like rights and shit like that. Like they could use the Hulk, but they can't make a movie. Like Marvel could use the Hulk, but they can't make a movie of Hulk.
They can. They don't
have the distribution rights, right?
This is how Disney is so greedy. They can. They just have to break Universal off some money. But Disney's like, fuck it. We'll just put them in a movie and we'll have to pay you shit. We can put them in movies. We just can't make their own movies. Because they made Incredible Hulk, and that's part of canon because they can't, but they had to pay Universal. So Disney was like, well, fuck that. We'll just never make a Incredible Hulk movie.
Look, man, Disney's
like,
a
well, we already
monster.
tried 2 of those and they sucked. So
yeah.
But Disney's a monster and they're patient.
Yeah,
So,
they
like,
don't got
what happened was like Marvel almost went bankrupt in the 80s and they sold their shit to different studios. But Disney is slowly but surely collecting them.
They just sat there and waited.
I remember that too.
Fucking
William, you remember that?
The X-Men fell in their lap, bro. They didn't have to fucking do shit.
That's right. Yeah. I remember like about 20 years ago, I remember like the whole thing with Marvel there, and they sold like 70 licenses.
Yeah, they sold
to the
it.
studios.
Well, they almost
everything.
went away. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like
they did that trade with Fox for Negasonic Teenage Warhead in exchange for Ego, and then they got them both anyway. It was weird.
Right.
Well, the other studios just can't do it except for Sony. Sony's the only one that's holding out. Like everybody else,
but they're
folded.
friends with them, which is the only problem. Is Tom
They're
Rothman?
not-
Tom
because he got
fucking
drunk.
Rothman.
Because he got drunk and called both studios.
No, I mean they're even with that, they're more friendly than Disney was with Fox. Like Fox and Disney were like, fuck you. But Disney and Sony are kind of like, you do your shit, I do our shit. Maybe we'll collab. They'll talk. They can call them on the phone.
Everybody needs to thank Holland for fucking like keeping this shit going, because that drunken phone call apparently it was like the fucking, and everybody keeps talking about it.
But to your point, if that never happened, Disney didn't really care because, like you said, they're patient.
Yeah,
they can just wait.
Yeah, they'll wait.
They can just fucking wait.
Exactly. Until
because
COVID
Sony was
happened.
about to get Sony. I think is still almost about to get bought out. So if Sony gets bought out, guess what happens? Spider-Man goes to Disney fucking anyway. So they could have just sat there and waited if they wanted to. Because
the license is based
licenses
on if
go
you
back
make
once you're
a
bought out.
movie- if you don't make a movie in a certain amount of time, you
Right,
lose
but no.
your license.
Also, on top of that, if Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, but if Sony is bought by AT&T, the rights of Spider-Man go back to Disney because the rights are
because
only
they own
owned by
Marvel.
one studio. Right.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
they didn't have to do it. Disney's like, okay, we'll just run out the clock, bro.
Yeah.
You might you can do whatever you want. You cannot make any Spider-Man movies. We don't care.
How involved is Marvel going to be in the next Sony Spider-Man movie?
I think probably less than they were before.
Now I got a question for you. What if Spider-Man does another Amazing Spider-Man 2 and it fucking bombs? You're gonna go back to
Sony can suck an egg.
Sony can suck an egg.
I feel like there's going to be a multiverse Spider-Man before Spidey goes over to Sony solely.
I
Because
think
they're
that-
going
I
to
think-
want to put a wall up.
I think they're gonna do you saw how Homecoming and Far From Home was very integrated into MCU, right? I think that the next one, whatever the fuck you're gonna call it, Back Home or whatever the fuck, is gonna probably just be almost like the Daredevil shit, where it's in it, but they're not gonna connect as much as they were connecting before, just in case what you say happens. But it doesn't affect Disney anyway because they have the rights to put him in whatever the fuck they want on the MCU side. So they don't want it to bomb their Sony original shit, but they're not gonna be as integrated. You're not gonna see fucking like, I'm saying Iron Man, but I'm just saying you're not gonna see a whole bunch of fucking Marvel characters showing up in the next Spider-Man movie like it was in Homecoming and Far From Home, because.
And what about Venom and Spider-Man? They're probably going to be together.
That's what
right?
they wanted. That's the fucking Sony one. Sony thinks all their money is
That was how
connected
they-
to Venom, and they want to make their
they
Venom
made the
verse.
deal with
sucks
that.
so bad.
Fucking horrible character.
You didn't like
Venom.
it, huh?
No, and now they got this Morbius movie coming out.
Fucking Morbius, which is the most stupid fucking character ever.
Like who,
and
I'm actually kind of like
that.
interested in that, but you know, if it has old boy attached to it, I can't.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Those are characters I don't even blame Sony
Joker,
for.
So
There's certain Spider-Man characters that I don't think.
I don't get it. Like Jared Leto, like how does he transform from the Joker to this guy? I don't get it.
Because he fucked the Joker up so bad, he's now on.
That's what. Okay, that's what happened.
and they fucked him. They cut out all of his scenes for Suicide Squad. Like they said, like there's like an hour of footage.
An Ayer cut?
Yeah, they said there's like an hour of Jared Leto footage they cut out of the fucking movie because
stand his Joker. I think he's like the worst Joker I've ever seen.
I don't think they had enough tattoos of saying he was bad.
Oh man,
I'm a really bad guy. I'm telling you the truth. I'm a really bad guy. Look at me.
Like
I tell you,
I don't smile.
Too
like,
much.
My hand
you
has
don't want any
smile
beef. Yeah, I'm not a big Jared Leto Joker guy. I think he could have done it well if they would have had. Again, I don't completely blame him. I completely blame. I mean, there's blame to go around. It's partly.
I think he had the acting. I think he had the acting chops for sure, but they just.
He could have done it.
Yeah,
he's
but he
directed
character
design.
Joker,
Golly.
Not this fucking like Batman knocked my teeth out Joker.
I don't mind the teeth thing. I mind the
no, that would have been fine. It's the rest of them was
disturbed and all that bullshit.
There was a story.
Yeah,
at least they wrote a
that
story
weird
around the teeth that made sense. The tattoos, I don't understand what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah, it was like a hot topic.
They saw that Jim Lee drawing where Joker had a dragon tattoo on his back, and they're like, "Yo, why don't we take that to the umpteenth degree?"
That had that went to jail for like selling crack or something. The fuck is his
For
name?
what? What?
Who went to jail for selling crack?
What do you? Who went to? Somebody who was selling crack?
That fucking rapper.
Oh,
musician.
6 9 the fucking the snitch.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's his name. Yeah.
Satoshi.
Tekashi. He's a rapper with a whole bunch of tattoos on his face. He looks like the guy from the Black Eyed Peas, but if he had a whole bunch of tattoos on his face, the Asian one, not Will.i.am.
And he gets out of jail, and the first thing he does is makes a video, and it's got like 4 billion views.
Yep.
Tekashi, Takashi.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are saying.
There's a rapper, the guy you're referencing that you brought up this conversation with.
I'm like,
what the hell? What?
Yeah, I said I don't know his fucking name. He's just a fucking maniac, this guy. Look at this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck?
His name is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Yep.
Oh,
no, his name is fucking dumb shit. That's what his name is.
Dude,
well, I think it's reverse engineered. I think he looked like that after.
Didn't he rat anybody out, man?
Yeah, he snitched.
He ratted everybody out.
Snitching like a motherfucker.
How is he still alive?
Looks like he fucking
alive
like
for now.
Was born of like Skittles, and then tattooed the shit out of himself. Like, my daddy was a Skittle.
He adopted. It's his look.
He's like, have you seen the video where he's like,
Yeah, he's not my cup of tea, music wise.
He's terrible. I don't know. I don't get it.
But no, I think I don't blame Jared Leto completely for that. I blame the way he's directed and the writing of that movie. I think if you would have got, and what David Ayer has been saying on Twitter the last couple of days, where he wrote it as a really, really dark movie, and then BVS came out, and Warner Brothers, people who aren't even there anymore, freaked the fuck out and told him to make it a comedy. That's why all of Jared Leto's shit is cut out. So we never know. We never even got to see what the fuck they intended anyway. Even though that movie's fucking atrocious to me, but it's just.
It just wouldn't have been as much of a shit pile.
It wouldn't have probably hurt as much.
A steam pile of shit.
It wouldn't have been equated to Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor. Put it that way.
I'm fucking
Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor. Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
I don't know.
They're talking about Lex Luthor.
Evil ass.
Ganna says that
you should play that.
To read.
Too bad you don't have that Tenet sketch that you did, DJ.
The Tenet. Oh, it's on the latest episode of this Mostly Roots podcast. It's right there.
Melanie likes your backdrop, Greg.
What's that? Yeah, I know.
Kinky love room. Does she know?
Love room.
Does she know who?
It is. It is the Playhouse.
Is that Tim Burton's last great film, or is it Batman '89? Batman 89, right?
Batman 89.
When's Edward Scissorhands come out? That's pretty good.
That was right
Big
before
Fish was
Batman,
pretty
no?
good.
Or right after
Sleepy
Batman?
Hollow wasn't bad. I didn't mind Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow was 99.
I like Batman Returns. You guys didn't like Batman Returns?
I liked it. Yeah, sure.
I prefer 89, but I know
Ed
people
Wood.
love
Ed Wood was 94.
Ed Wood
Ed Wood was
last,
fun.
Fantastic.
Ed Wood was probably
Ed
the
Wood
last.
was great.
Ed Wood is probably the last one he did. That was great.
What about Big
Fabulous.
Fish, right? There was another one, Big Fish.
Love
Big
that
Fish
one.
was,
I
I
never
like
saw
Big
Big
Fish.
Fish. I
Big
never
Fish made
saw
me
it.
cry. I shed a tear. Big Fish.
I never saw
There
Big
you go.
Fish.
Yeah, man. It's like, oh, really?
It's pretty good. It's like it's a fairy tale.
Oh,
Aw.
William reviewed Big Fish. He's like, oh man, really?
Oh man, really?
That's pretty much the ending.
Oh man, really? Okay, shit. Fuck that. I'm not watching this shit.
Variety.
Oh no, I watched
You'll be telling your friends, "Oh man, really? If you watch
those
Big Fish."
sons of bitches.
Oh,
I never
forgot-
saw it. I hear
forgot
it's
about
good.
the
I just
Beetlejuice
never-
2, right? Is
Oh, please don't.
Beetlejuice 2 still going to happen or what?
Please don't do a. Why
Oh,
are you doing
God.
Beetlejuice 2?
I know that got
Oh,
announced
man,
a while
do,
ago.
Do Batman Beyond and fuck Beetlejuice, man.
Nobody's going to do Batman Beyond.
No, they might. Not. They
I don't
doing it in
know.
my
I
head
don't
right
see
now.
that happening.
maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Smart people would do it, but there's not a lot of smart people.
Hey man, that's a carousel of people that works at Warner Brothers. So whoever the fuck you're about to curse out, they're probably not gonna work there next week. When you
It's
say
a carousel,
I mean, they've gone through 4 different people at this point. Did you know Brett Ratner was going to be producing Wonder Woman, and Gal Gadot said she wasn't going to play the part unless, and they kicked him off the project? That's Warner Brothers, bro. It's a carousel of fucking people.
yeah, it's whack.
But why didn't she?
What
Because some sort of allegation, probably.
Oh yeah, that was post Brett Ratner's a scumbag. Canceling.
Give me
yeah.
one moment while Vader cuts my meat.
Oh yeah, but Brett Ratner. You guys like Brett Ratner?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
I mean,
I
the
like
Rush Hour
Rush Hour.
movies were fun. That's probably about it.
Rush Hour 1 and 2, and that maybe Money Talks, and that was about it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
I mean, X-Men: The Last Stand is a fucking dumpster fire. What else are we going to talk
Yeah.
about here? What else has he done? Oh,
Freaking-
Red Dragon's not bad. Red Dragon might be the best movie he's ever made. Think about that shit. Red Dragon's the best Brett Ratner movie ever made.
What didn't he do? One of the Terminator movies?
That's McG. You're
No, that's McG, right?
you're getting your
I'm
getting
getting my
douchey directors
mix.
confused.
Yeah, I'm getting right.
It's like a McG, Len Wiseman, Brett Ratner club.
He did. Wait, this saying he did Hercules?
He just got put on the council for the Academy Awards, and Ava DuVernay was like fucking pissed off about it.
Yeah, why? Why him?
I don't know. It sounds like Brett. I guess because he's produced a whole bunch of shit like that. He doesn't direct much, but if you look at his producing credits, it's legion of shit.
Yeah, he did Tower Heist. Yeah, his last movie was Hercules with The Rock.
Oh my! He produced it. He didn't direct it, did he?
He directed it. At least according to IMDb, he directed it.
Wow.
Director Brett Ratner.
I did not watch that movie.
It's not good. It's not good.
So what is the
Directed
last
a lot
good?
of like a lot of music things. Mariah Carey.
Yeah, he's
video shorts.
So what was the last good Tim Burton movie? That we
I
could
think it's
agree
Ed
on?
Wood. I think Ed Wood is
Ed Wood, right?
It's got to be Ed
I mean,
Wood.
well, that was
I gotta go
94.
Alice
I
in
was
Wonderland, man. I like that freaking movie.
You like Alice?
No,
You
you
make a
did.
shitload of money. I wasn't
Not
a
the
fan.
second one. The first one. I'm a big
Trash.
fucking fan
Trash.
of Lewis Carroll, and I dug the fucking way he did that shit.
Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back here. All right, so you got Dumbo,
Oh,
Miss
man.
Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children,
No,
Big Eyes.
Yeah, that was bad.
I saw that
Oh.
movie. That wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great, but
It was like kind of a departure from.
yeah,
most of
it's
the
like a
Burton
drama.
movies.
It's
Had
like
potential.
it did
was
not
like a
seem
court-
like a Tim
It was
Burton
like a
movie. at all.
courtroom drama almost.
Yeah. He's barely like it's almost like Tim Burton was on autopilot there.
Right. Dark Shadows, which was fucking horrible. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Frankenweenie.
I actually like Dark Shadows too.
Never saw Dark Shadows.
Oh, my
I'm not
God,
gonna. I'm not gonna defend that one though. So
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland.
I will defend Wonderland though.
Sweeney
It made
Todd.
$1 billion, didn't it? Didn't Wonderland make
I
$1 billion?
freaking love that movie, man. The
It made a lot of money.
soundtrack, fucking everything, dude. The style, the colors, the Tim Burton makeup. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, by the way, Greg, Brett Ratner produced The Revenant. He produced he produced Black Mass. He produced Skyline, War Dogs. He
Skyline is that what you just said?
Yeah, Skyline. Let's do that in there. He produced the Hercules movie. Yeah, he has a lot of like producing credits. Horrible Bosses too. He's on a whole shit.
Yeah, sometimes his name pops up and you're like, oh really?
It's like Brett Ratner. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right, fine. All right, so Corpse Bride. Well, there was Sweeney Todd.
Corpse Bride wasn't bad. Corpse Bride wasn't bad.
Charlie, I can't.
Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory was
that was bad. That was
Big
bad.
Fish.
Yeah, man, that was bad.
I saw that.
I think I have to go back to Big Fish as his last good movie. Planet of the Apes.
I'll take your. Oh, Planet of the Apes is horrible. Especially,
God!
Especially in consideration of what we have for now.
Right.
Planet of the Apes. It's way worse.
Then he got Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow, I liked.
I like Sleepy Hollow until we had to work on it a million times.
Hey, Ray Park's
Sleepy
in that
Hollow
movie.
was fucking fantastic.
Ray Park is the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, he was. Along with there was like 3 different people that played the Headless Horseman. Mars Attacks.
Oh, I hate that fucking movie.
I like it. It's bizarre.
I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me, man.
Yeah.
I've never liked. I mean, something about it was weird. I didn't like something about it just rubbed me the wrong way, man.
I don't know. It's kind of like it's an ensemble thing with just like little vignettes almost that with the aliens as through lines to me.
Right.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing.
freaking
Ed
great.
Wood, Batman Returns, Edward Scissorhands, Batman, Beetlejuice.
Dude, Batman,
Pee-wee's Big
89,
Adventure.
Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, probably like...
He had a run. He had a run, bro.
Yeah, he did. He had a run, dude.
Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beetlejuice,
Pee-wee,
Batman.
fuck, yeah.
Those three, man.
He was knocking them out of the park.
I know he didn't direct it, but he Nightmare Before Christmas. I know he
Yeah,
produced
but that was like more of like a producing.
Yeah, he produced that
element, like,
Planet of the Apes is like when it all kind of went downhill.
They were like, oh, wait. What are you doing, Tim? What's
They're
going on?
like, whoa. All right, we're gonna pump the brakes on what we're gonna.
What the hell happened here, Tim? We gave
they still let him do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
which was
Shite.
bad.
So since we're going down the rabbit hole, but
segue.
Helena Bonham Carter, his wife, went on to do all kinds of cool shit.
She was great on The Crown. I know you guys
She's
don't watch
great.
The Crown,
Oh, yeah.
but she's fantastic on
She's
that
great
show.
in Harry Potter, right? Isn't that?
She is, the
Yes,
Harry
man.
Potter.
She's awesome.
Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Helena Bonham Carter's dope. I mean,
Sweeney Todd was fucking great, dude.
Oh, Sweeney Todd the musical.
Oh yeah, when was that?
Come on.
You know what?
That was
I think I would appreciate it now older. I don't know why.
Yeah, when was that? Because that's got Alan
It
Rickman.
was
in
like 12 years ago. It was
Yeah,
really fucking good, dude.
I think I would appreciate it now more than I did before.
It's a really good movie, man.
Yeah,
Meat
that
pies
was
made
in
from humans and
2007.
shit.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Oh man, I gotta watch it
All
again.
right, so 13 years ago, I was off by a year. God damn,
I haven't seen it since it
2007
came
was
out.
13 years ago. Dude.
What's that?
Holy shit.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out. I saw that like
Yeah, man,
fresh
time
in the
flies,
theater.
man.
I know.
Time
what the
flies,
fuck?
man.
Soon we'll be on. I'll be doing this for
She was a
rocking
voice.
chairs.
She was in Dark Crystal.
Yeah, man. They
Oh,
got the
here's
internet, huh?
Hey, Will, I got some news for you. Are you ready for this? Are you
I'm
ready
listening.
for this? I'm going to read it to you because I just want to make sure I'm reading this correctly because I don't know this. It's gonna be bullshit. 2 weeks ago, oh boy, 2 weeks ago, Ruby Rose made her shocking exit from Batwoman. Now it looks like Kate Kane won't be coming back to the series either. Hollywood reports bring word that the CW won't be recasting Rose's character for season 2 as originally
Thank
expected.
God.
Instead, the producers will introduce a new character to become the next Scarlet Knight.
No way. Hopefully
What?
they get rid of that
Just
fucking
end
red
the show.
wig.
Just cancel a damn
Let's cancel the show. You're gonna
dude.
get
Yeah.
a complete cancel.
I literally
What are you
have
doing?
nothing to say about that. I don't have any emotions or anything about it. It's just like, okay, that's the dumbest fucking thing
I
I've
hope
ever
in the
watched.
show they say that she like died some sort of horrible death.
Horrible.
You know?
She
Like
was caught
someone-
in a meat grinder accident and was turned into a pie.
No.
Just
She
kill her off
tried
camera,
She
you
did, she did a Red Bull challenge and fucked it up.
Rose allegedly left Batwoman because she wasn't adjusting well to her move to Vancouver, where the show is filmed. She's also reportedly felt overwhelmed by the workload of headlining her own series. The CW initially announced that they would be casting another LGBTQ actress to replace her on the series, but now that their intentions for the character have changed, it's not clear if this is still the plan. Technically, Kate Kane wasn't the only character to adopt the Batwoman persona in DC's comic book universe. Almost 50 years before Kate debuted in 2005, Kathy Kane became the first superhero to use this alias during 1956.
So how do you make that switch now? What do you do to make that switch? Do you put another actress in a wig and do like a flashback scene showing her get killed, or just completely kill her off camera?
They're gonna do a Shazam with Henry Cavill as Superman, but you're gonna cut off the head.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's under contract to like reprise at least an exit area.
They probably already filmed it. They might have already filmed
I've seen that before, like several times with other actors, where they have to come back and like do 2 seconds of like fuck.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, Nightmare on Elm Street.
reaction scene, right? A reaction scene or something.
Like fuck.
Fuck a minute.
No, season 2 should just be all about her like horrible wig and just being fucking fighting.
But if you're gonna just change the character,
in the comic book, that's a wig.
Just
too,
cancel
Just
the
a
show,
wig.
man.
That's it.
Guys, there's other DC characters you can make a show about. That's make a Booster
how
Gold
about
show.
we don't go down this goddamn road? How about they just fucking like? Why does everything have to be like a fucking tribe or a group or freaking like LGBTQ, black, minority? Like why is everything got to be
identity
group?
Politics, dude? That's it. You know,
Like, why
honestly,
can't you just
they
like,
had
have a goddamn show?
Yeah. Well, look, they said, look, we need an actor that's from this community. It couldn't have just been a good actor. Like we've never had straight actors play gay people. That's always been that's been
It's
the case
called
many
acting.
times. It's called acting. You're pretending to be another person. Exactly.
But my point is, like, I think the world will be a lot better if people just stop trying to put themselves in the fucking groups. Like, that shit bothers me. I'm a mixed motherfucker. Like, I come from, my mom is white, my dad was dark as fuck. I don't understand, honestly, like, groups. These tribal fucking groups. I don't get it. Like, I had a lot of fucking hate as a kid being in between the groups. So I really have an understanding of, like, not wanting to conform to groups. I think the world will be a better place if people just stop fucking trying to be tribal.
I think if they're gonna try and do a show, I'm assuming they want to have somebody LGBTQ just because they want to have representation of everybody. There's other characters you can use other than fucking Batwoman.
Booster Gold would be fantastic.
I watch a Blue Beetle show.
That shit will be
You can do a Batgirl show if you want to do fuck Batwoman. Be Batgirl.
You know what? And there you go. There's your LTG, whatever alphabet people.
Alphabet people. Like, dude, he is gay as fuck though, Booster Gold, dude.
But it will be hilarious.
Or use Batgirl, the mute one. She was gay as well.
Dude,
it's a better character.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
It's a better fucking character.
I don't even care. The best.
But she's mute though, right?
Yeah, she's mute. So there you go.
The best gay characters in DC are Ivy and fucking Harley.
Yeah. They're bisexual though, right?
Characters.
Yes, they're bisexual. Yes.
Yeah, but that's another group.
That's
part.
No. That's part of the alphabet though. LGBT.
Yeah, you can't even be. Like now, you like guys and girls, like so you can't really be gay. Like
the B's bisexual, I think, in LGB, right?
How about I just like the fuck?
That's another letter.
That's the F. LGBTQF.
Dude, it's just gonna get flagged, man.
I know.
But no, I just if you're making all the
chat.
I just don't understand if you're gonna make all these changes. Why don't you just use a better character or a different character? I guess because
there's plenty of characters to like.
I guess because they have all this money spent on, and the show wasn't like a bomb. It is very successful, so maybe they want to. But I guess they must think that the success of the show has nothing to do with her. That must be what they're thinking.
Oh no, I think you know what I think she got fired.
I think it was either that or mutually like, look, it's not working out for you. We don't really think it's working out on our end as well. We'll just mutually part ways. That's what I think happened.
I think what happened was like a really bad marketing campaign in the initial run, and it caused a lot of stress that the studio didn't want. So unfortunately, her face was on that, and they had to like get rid of it.
But even if
Because
that's the
they came out
case,
with Stargirl
the show
and,
the show was successful, so they wouldn't fire her if the show was successful. They probably considered her. Or
I
this,
don't know. Was it successful?
yes, they say it was a success. They greenlit.
What's the rating? Someone look up the ratings for fucking Batgirl.
Was
or Batwoman? I'm sorry.
Batgirl season 1.
Batwoman.
Sorry, Batwoman. Sorry, I'm thinking of the better character.
I know, right? Like in the Harley Quinn cartoon.
No, I'm thinking of
way better.
There's multiple Batgirls other than Barbara Gordon. Like you can do a Birds of Prey show.
Dude,
you could do that. I'd watch that show with Black Canary and all. Like you could do that.
They did that show 20-something years ago.
Yeah, and they did it with like $5. Now you can have a budget.
I'm Batman's
and it was pretty good.
Daughter.
I'm just kidding. It was horrible.
It was so bad.
But the Oracle, she was in Starship Troopers. I liked her.
The girl that played Night. What the fuck is her name?
Played the Oracle. In that show.
The one on the Birds of Prey TV show you're talking about, she was on the CW. They had a crossover
she was
event.
in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
What the fuck is her name?
She got killed.
She was Batman's daughter or some shit, right?
Huntress. I keep saying Knight something. Huntress.
No. She was I forget the
Batman
name.
and Catwoman's daughter.
She had a whole
Huntress.
scene. She had like a 30-second scene, dude, where she was running across some roofs and got fucked up. Man.
That was the only thing I liked about the crossover. They had
that was the best part of it.
They had every.
That was fan service like a motherfucker. Like,
they had every DC.
I was like,
they had every DC live action thing. They had Doom Patrol. They had Teen Titans.
89 Batman.
Yeah, Lucifer.
They had Lucifer. They had,
that was the fucking shit,
that was the best scene of the whole thing.
Yes, it was, man. That was.
They had a crossover event where
they
had Constantine Diggle and Sarah Lance meet with the guy who plays Lucifer on the Lucifer show for Fox.
And it got him another season
because it's owned by DC. And it was such.
No, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, originally it was on Fox and then went to Netflix. But yeah, the chemistry between John Constantine and the guy who plays Lucifer was so fucking good.
It was.
It was the
my
best
favorite part. Yeah.
It's only like 10 minutes, and it's the best part of the whole
It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, man. It was 10 seconds, man.
Yeah.
Because Lucifer was like, look, I don't give a fuck about any of you. I don't care.
He came out of Lux in the back, and he was like, dude, you want to get laid? He's like, nah, I'm here to fucking collect my debt. And he's like, all right, you fucking wanker. Now we're in the fucking Shining. That's what you've been doing, fucking Greg. You've been looking for a good background.
I think, what was that? The other one that they did last year with, what is it, Planet X or whatever?
That was 2 years?
Was that 2 years ago? Remember?
Yeah,
I like that one.
Like a Nazi planet.
Yeah, I like that one better than this one because they had a lot of characters come together because
that was good
whatever.
too, man. But this one was like fan service, dude. We got to see like what happened to the Superman from Singer's bullshit. So I was really
Superman Returns.
Brandon Routh.
We got to, well, that's the end of like they actually put a cap on Christopher Reeve with that.
Yeah, they ended
they played the music and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, they did. They took because the Brandon Routh's Superman was supposed to be the Christopher Reeves in Universe Superman, and his story arc ends on
with
that
Lois
crossover,
dying and shit. Which is
it's
crazy.
dark, but it's like
it was dark as fuck.
It was almost like a second chance for Brandon Routh. So like that,
he was so
there
happy.
were certain
about
things
it,
in the crossover that were good. That was good. The Constantine Lucifer thing was good.
Yeah.
The Batman shit was bad.
That sucked balls.
Everything else was bad.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. That was so bad, dude. Like that was a bastardization of everything.
I'm looking at the ratings here,
but that was also Brandon Routh's send off from the
he's off the show now, right? They took I think the Asian guy's now.
He took over. Yeah.
Season 1 ratings. They were up 4.97. I don't know if this is good or bad. This is up 4.97%. The last episode.
No, just like tell me how many people are watching. That's I go by like audience.
Do they have a number?
20 people.
They have percentages.
20 people are
here.
watching it.
Well, you go by like even YouTube standards. Like these network shows don't get a lot of viewers. Like they don't get a lot of viewers. I don't even understand how they even exist. Because cable is getting cut off by half the fucking people. So how are these networks not like having to move into like a subscription base? Because the advertising platform they're using now is archaic and it doesn't work anymore. So how are TV channels even functioning, really? The cable companies are losing money by the day.
Since its return on April 26, Batwoman has seen a spike of nearly 20% from its 634,000 viewers to around 752,000 viewers as this past...
Per episode?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
It's the highest it's gotten.
I know, but like that's unbelievably terrible.
And it was renewed midway through the season.
The budget for these fucking shows is insane. Like, how do they justify it? I don't look. I'm actually being honest. Like, this is a failing model. So how are they still doing it?
Don't look at me.
I think that's why a lot of these people aren't even releasing shows anymore on cable. They're releasing them on the streaming services.
Batman improving ratings on Batwoman is rather ironic, as when the Batwoman series was first promoted, CW promoted the show as both anti-male and anti-Batman.
I know, it's such bullshit. But dude, the whole goddamn internet exploded like Gamergate over that shit.
When it premiered, when the show premiered, it had 634,000. The last episode, the season finale, had 752,000. That's why it was renewed. The ratings were higher.
So Flash has an average of what, 3.4 million an episode?
I don't even know. I don't know. You're getting into numbers that I have no idea. I look up Flash. Flash season, whatever the fuck. Flash.
I'm always looking at the goddamn fucking ratings, dude.
1.7 million for Flash.
Lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like the first episode of the season?
Of what? Flash this season?
Yep.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm scrolling down here. Flash season.
Because those numbers are very low.
Yeah, because like you said, nobody watches fucking television anymore.
Right.
Season 5 of The Flash on CW averaged 0.61 rating on the 1849 demo and 1.7 million viewers per episode.
How the fuck do they justify that budget?
Man. I don't know. I enjoyed the first few seasons of Flash. Now I can't stand it. I'm sorry, I can't watch it anymore.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, how with those ratings do they justify continuously making them? Because
I don't know how to judge ratings. Is 6 bad?
I wonder if these budgets are as high as you think. I don't think their budgets are that high. Looking at some of the special effects,
I guarantee you most of it is special effects.
But I'm saying, I don't know. I've seen the special effects. I don't think they're breaking the bank. It's not that great.
A lot of them are After Effects looking special effects. Sure,
it's all with what's it called, the giant shark and Gorilla Grodd.
Gorilla Grodd and Killer Shark.
Those are nothing to write home about.
What killed it for me was
like that gorilla man is okay.
Such a teen melodrama.
According to the internet, the budget for Flash is estimated at $3 million an episode.
That's insane.
A total budget of $69 million a season, which is absolutely
Game of
nothing.
Thrones was $10 million a fucking episode, and you're telling me
you got to remember when the original Flash. Remember the old TV show Wesley Ship, John Wesley Ship.
Yeah.
I remember reading that was like about $1 or $2 million an episode.
So cheap. With inflation, it's probably like
1990s money, man.
Yeah. So with inflation, it was probably like $17 million.
Well, here's another anomaly.
It was $2 million each episode back
That's
then?
why it didn't last. They couldn't afford it.
CW only caters to itself. Like, and it only makes the same shows. Like, it's its own like confined area.
Yep.
So they get away with this shit. But any other network would have canceled these shows in 3 fucking seconds, man.
And put what else on there?
Anything, because they don't. Well, the CW is like a giant soap opera for teens. And every other network is like trying to cater like 18 different demographics.
Well, I'm looking at how much.
Well, what you're looking at inflation too? It would have been $4 million.
No, I was looking at how much. I was looking at how much Gary Gustin gets paid an episode. He gets $100,000 an episode.
No, I'm not even lying. It's $2 million. Is from 1990 is worth $3.9 million.
That's the exact same budget they have.
Holy shit!
Holy shit! You're gonna get your fucking John Wesley Ship budget, you son of a bitch. You're gonna like it. And Flash is their successful show. Let me look up
man,
Batwoman budget. It's probably
hard
half
to
of that.
take. Like,
Mhm.
I only watch the Flash when I have like no time in between time.
The last show I watched religiously was Legends of Tomorrow, and
I actually like that show.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the rest of those shows.
Well, I like Legends because again we've had this conversation before, but they make fun of themselves.
Yeah,
and
they're
I
meta.
like it when people are like aware of their shit. You know?
They don't have Batwoman's budget online. I don't see it anywhere. Because if wait, that can't be right. Okay, that's not. I was like 530 million. That can't be right.
Those sons of bitches.
There's no way. There's no movie that has a budget like that. Maybe Avengers: Infinity War, but that was it. Jesus. But yeah, these shows are really cheap. That's why I'm like, just make another show. If you're making a Stargirl show, which is, you want to talk about a deep cut of a character, you can find somebody fucking better than Batwoman.
Right.
I mean, she's such a fringy. I know why they're doing it because it's connected to Batman, even though it's not Batman, but it is Batman, but it is not Batman. Just, I mean, pull something. You can make a Huntress show. Like I said, you can make a Gotham Sirens show. You can make a Birds of Prey show.
Stargirl does not feel at all like a CW show.
What?
I don't feel it, dude.
It is straight Smallville all day. It's all
but Smallville. Wait, I'm gonna say this right now too. Smallville's not CW. CW shows have a fucking flavor. Smallville started that, I guess, but it ain't it. And I don't think Stargirl, like, they're on the fringe ends. They're not that cookie cutter like Arrow, Flash. All that, they all have the same style, man. Even Legends, man. Like, I don't see they're somewhere different. They're in a different little category.
Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't hate Stargirl.
Dude, what the fuck is going on with
Greg, man?
What happened?
You're supposed to write shit under that. Like, isn't it like someone looking at something?
That's the meme of.
Hey, DJ, what about Teen Titans or Titans, the show?
I didn't like it because the first fucking episode was "fuck Batman." And I was like, okay, fuck you. I ain't watching the show.
I know, man.
Yeah,
I was
first
actually
line of
interested
the
in
show
watching
was
that one,
fuck-
but I never got around to it.
Yeah, it's fuck Batman.
Well,
I never watched it.
They resolve it in the second season pretty all right.
Again, I that show is not really.
The
for me.
second season actually is all about like Batman more, and
I saw the clips of what the fuck is his name? Jorah Mormont is Batman.
Yeah, Jorah Mormont. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
That's right.
This is the best Batman y'all could get.
No. He does not. I can't see him as Batman
at all.
But he's definitely Bruce Wayne in the second season.
I saw a scene with him, and I'm like, this is the guy from Resident Evil. He's essentially playing the villain he played in Tomb Raider, but he's Bruce Wayne.
No, he's not Batman in the show. He's only
not
Bruce
anything.
Wayne.
He's this fucking Jorah Mormont walking around. He's Ian Glenn. This hey, I'm American. I've got an American accent. He's doing the Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Strange accent.
I got you. It's an okay show though, dude. I'm not gonna. It's got flaws, obviously, but after the first season, it kind of grew on me a little bit.
See, there's better shows out there in terms of this genre.
Sure. Yeah.
That I rather waste my like Watchmen to me is dealing with the same material
right now
with a low budget, but it's still very well done. Like very well done. Takes it seriously. It's not trope-tastic. Again, I'm not
trope-tastic.
When tropes come flying at me, if I can predict your whole fucking episode 5 minutes in, you're trope-tastic. And a lot of those CW shows are, manufactured drama. Should I tell this person and get on with this problem? No, I'll keep it to myself, and then I tell them later, and then they get pissed at me. And then, this is my girlfriend, but I like her, but she's not my girlfriend because I like this other girl. It's the same tropes over and over. Manufactured drama. Hate that shit.
We got like 2 minutes, and I'm gonna cut this fucker. But hey, Aisha, welcome back. You're right at the end. We got like 2 minutes, but I just want to piss DJ off real quick.
Oh God, here we go.
What now?
I watched Apocalypse.
I know you liked it because it was your cup of tea.
I fucking loved it, and I know why. I know exactly why you hated it.
I don't like watching torture porn mixed with comic books.
You're like, Damn it! They did it to Superman again.
No, Again, it wasn't. It wasn't just Superman.
Apocalypse.
Every character. It's like watching. Hey, what if Jigsaw directed a DC movie? That's essentially the fucking movie. Hey, you like your characters? You like your characters getting their heads ripped off? Hey, you like your characters getting butt fucked by fucking flying fucking monkeys? That's his whole fucking. There's no character development. There's no arc. Again, I would pay William $5 billion if he tells me what Darkseid wants in the movie, because they never do. You have no fucking idea why he's there.
Oh, I know what he wants.
I'm not even talking about fucking
Omega beams on somebody, but
yeah.
goddamn
Why?
Superman won't let him.
What is his point? Hey, Greg. What's Thanos' fucking modus operandi in the Avengers movies? What does he want?
He wants to kill half of. All
See how fast you came up to that fucking. You know that, right? What does Darkseid want? You don't even fucking know. You have no fucking idea.
He wants to fucking control the universe. What are you talking about?
How do you know that? When did they say that?
He
Did you
literally
just fucking
says it.
When does he say it? When does he say it?
He
what
says,
scene?
man, he says, I need to get the fucking shit on Earth so I can take over Oa. Once I take over Oa, I've got the whole galaxy. That's what I want. See, he fucking says it.
When
dude.
does he say that? When does he say that?
He literally fucking says it. Like
I don't remember
it's
that.
one of the
scene.
lines
I remember
in the
him
movie.
saying, "I'm going to
There's
Oa,
a whole scene.
contact Luthor, and I want this fucking
No.
some other shit." And
I'm not going to spoil it because I don't want to tell the character that's.
Who gives a fuck? I'll spoil it. The fucking movie's garbage. I'll spoil
I told
it.
you I was going to piss him off. Anyways.
Hey, you guys like it? Name a hero. They get murdered horribly.
Oh my God!
Horribly.
The carnage. The carnage, dude.
Again, if you like that, if that's your cup of tea, it's all for you. I don't like watching. At least it's not even a deconstruction of my heroes.
Oh, it was
It's
a
them
deconstruction
saying,
of
hey,
people's
you
body
like
parts.
Hey, do you like Batman? He's an idiot. Hey, do you like Wonder Woman? She's viciously ripped apart. Hey, do you like Batgirl? She's butt fucked over there. Hey, you like Green Lantern? This whole fucking race is wiped out.
It's like an Eminem song.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
kids.
movie is so bad they erase it at the end. Yes, I'm spoiling the movie for you.
But they erase it and set it up for something else because each DC movie always sets up
Because
the
it's
next one.
bad. They even
It's
the
not
fucking
bad.
the characters in the movie are like, this sucks. We gotta go back and fix this. This is awful.
No. Only
my
one character
goodness.
says, "Dude, you know what you gotta do."
William,
No,
why didn't you
one-
start?
one-
Why didn't you
one
start the
character says it.
podcast with this, man?
Superman is like, hey, this is great. We can do some stuff, and everybody's looking at him like, Superman, you're full of. What are you talking about? Look at it. Look at Wonder Woman. She has half a face. What are we doing,
dude?
What
not
is the
even
point
have
of
a face. She's like, Diana. I am not Diana.
It's fucking. The only thing good about that movie.
Darkseid.
The only thing good about that movie was Etrigan the Demon and Constantine. That's
Dude.
it. Etrigan the
Okay,
Demon
I'll
and
give-
Constantine was good, but
I can
everything
agree
else
with you
sucked.
on that. I don't agree with the second notion, but
Hey, again, I knew you'd like it because it's just you like that carnage shit when it comes to your superheroes. I do not.
know.
If you're gonna do that, you better give me a good fucking reason, and they didn't give me.
They
no good
did.
fucking
They did.
No, they did.
They gave me a good reason.
your good reason is like we gotta kill Darkseid. That's your good fucking reason. That's your fucking reason. Thank you.
Hey, like two freaking movies back when they had Darkseid and he was like the size of a small building. That was fucking awesome, man.
Which one was that? The
I can't
Justice
remember which
League
one,
animated
but
series?
the Darkseid was like 5 stories tall. And
Is that
like
the one where he fights Supergirl? That
yeah,
one?
yeah. It was
That was
fucking
okay.
awesome.
But it was like it's still kind of weird. Like Darkseid's like obsessed with Supergirl. I'm like, Darkseid, why are you obsessed with this peon? She's a peon to you. She's nothing. Darkseid is
so unbelievably overpowered.
he's
sometimes.
He's overpowered. He doesn't even. He's like, what the fuck would you care about
Those
Supergirl?
Omega rays, man. Like, and half the time, even in comic books, I'm always like, dude, that is like an uncontrollable fucking win.
Yeah, the
Like,
only
how
person
the
ever
fuck-
ever dodged them I've ever seen is Batman, and the only one that I've seen block them is Wonder Woman. Not in these, not in the new movie though. Everybody dies horribly. Name
They
name
just,
anyone.
like, vaporize
Name anyone.
people. Like,
Hey, you
Oh,
like the
come on,
Joker?
dude, that
dies
shit with-
horribly.
that shit with fucking Damien was sick.
It's stupid. It's
I
all
loved
fucking stupid. It's all dumb. Again, if you like your heroes to be viciously murdered for no apparent reason, you'll
Or
love
maimed.
Justice League. Or maimed viciously, or torn apart, or raped, or beaten, or fucking
Literally.
emasculated.
Dude,
yeah,
let's
you'll
put it
love
this
it.
way. They said fuck several times in this fucking movie.
If
It was great.
Nietzsche made a fucking comic book movie, it would be Justice League Dark Apocalypse. If the embodiment of depression made a superhero movie, it would be Justice League Dark. What do you feel at
Aisha's
the end of it?
laughing her damn ass off.
What would you feel at the end of that movie, other than like, well, I guess that happened. Didn't fucking matter
So,
at all. Nothing.
I was
fucking
like this. I was like, every time like they rip a limb off of my favorite superhero, I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah.
I might have to watch this now.
Yeah, you might like it if you like watching heroes to be viciously
The
destroyed.
shit they did to the Flash was insane.
I don't mind.
Yeah, maybe it's your cup of tea. I don't want to watch people I like be destroyed for no reason.
There was a
reason.
No reason. He was dominating the universe.
Right. Did you like the scene where Lois Lane's in a fight club? Did you like that scene? Yes. Yeah. This is the great writing of Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Well, actually, I'll give you the thing I didn't like. You want that? I didn't like their version of Harley Quinn.
Oh, the one that lost in a fight to Lois Lane?
Yeah.
I'm spoiling all this fucking movie because I don't care.
I didn't like the artwork either, so like I'll go 2 levels on that one.
It's dumb. You guys enjoy it.
Dumb.
It's more for you. Enjoy it. I'll watch other things.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. It's dumb. I felt dumber after I watched it. Like I wasted. I'm gonna be on my deathbed in probably 2 years or 20 minutes with the way the world is, and I'm gonna be on my deathbed going, I could have had more time. I'm gonna be like Oscar Schindler. I could have had more time. I wasted it on Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Why? Why did I waste my life? I could have done anything with this, and I could have saved one more movie.
One more.
God damn it!
Instead, I wasted my time to watch Superman walk around with a kryptonite encrusted tattoo to keep him powerless. Yes, I'm spoiling this entire stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, you kill me. Now I'm not gonna watch it.
Go ahead and watch it. Enjoy the horrible murder that means nothing.
It's literally like. It's like every kid's
meaningless death. It's like remember that movie Doomsday with or what's the name of the movie you guys trained me on a custom play with the car Death Race? It's like Death Race but with DC characters.
Puerto Rican
meaningless
Santa.
death.
I love that name.
2 hours.
Welcome.
Yeah, enjoy it. That's more for you.
Yeah, like
it's more for you, man.
Rip this off, rip that off.
It's like Transformers the movie.
No, Transformers the movie is dumb in terms of like childish dumb. This is like sadomasochistic dumb. Like, it'd be cool if Superman got fucking his shit pushed in. It'd be cool. It'd be fucking. That's the whole fucking movie for like 2 hours.
Bro.
It'd be fucking awesome. What if Darkseid just showed up on and just fucking killed everybody? That'd be fucking cool. It's like if Lobo wrote the fucking movie. It's Lobo writing the fucking Justice League movie.
Yeah, it looks like it's a bunch of bro dudes just were talking.
It's a bro dude movie. It's bro. It'd be fucking cool if Shazam lost his fucking leg and it was a lightning leg. And it'd be fucking cool, bro.
It'd be cool if we ripped off Wonder Woman's arm.
Yeah, what if Wonder Woman was like a fucking robot, bro? And she's fucking cool and shit, but he has like half a face, bro, like Terminator, RoboCop. Yeah, that'd be cool, bro. That's the whole fucking movie.
It'd be cool if we fucking strap Batman.
What if we put fucking Dark Doomsday with the fucking flying monkey motherfuckers? You just put them together. It doesn't make sense, but fucking, we just put them together. Hey, fucking, who's cool, bro? That's 2 hours of that fucking movie. That's what it is.
It'd be cool if we tattooed Superman with some
That's your
kryptonite.
dude bro character, DJ. It's hilarious.
Watch the movie, and when you watch the movie, just know in the back of your head, you're gonna just hear the guy going, "Hey, bro, that'd be cool, bro. Tattoo kryptonite, bro. Kryptonite tattoo, bro. Can we make it a tribal? Can we make it a tribal S, bro? A tribal kryptonite S, bro? You do that shit, bro? Some hookah shells, bro. Put fucking Superman some fucking sand. It'd be cool, bro. It'd be cool.
It'd be cool,
Damian
bro.
Wayne
The Trigon
and Raven.
fought
What if
Apocalypse?
Raven and Damian Wayne were fucking, bro? Wouldn't that be cool, bro? They were fucking. Hey, Superman has a beard, bro. What about that? That's cool, bro. Isn't that cool? What if Zatanna? What if we open up with a scene with Constance banging Zatanna? That's cool, bro. That's the whole fucking movie. The whole
time I'm like, yes.
Shaking my head, just looking at. Ben Kingsley just tossed me a DVD, and I was like, I could have saved one more movie.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
that was good.
That's gonna end this week's Movie Madness Talk Tuesday. You've all been fucking great. I love y'all. Fucking Greg, fucking Aram, fucking DJ.
Hey, bro. It's fucking cool, bro.
Gamer, fucking Gana, fucking Melanie, fucking Aisha, fucking Justin, fucking Mike.
Fucking Wonder Woman, bro.
Fucking dude, bro.
Doomsday,
everybody
bro.
else who's watching that we
What
don't
if Lex
even know
Luthor was a badass, bro? You got a fucking eye and shit, bro. Yeah. Ooh. Do you even lift, bro? Hey, do you even fucking lift, bro? You don't even fucking lift, Batman. You don't even fucking lift. You're stupid. You get to sit in the chair the whole movie. Just sit in the fucking chair, Batman, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you look like Batman
It's,
Beyond.
it's Vince McMahon's Justice League. It's the Vince McMahon.
What you gonna do? The Flash will do it for you.
You know what, something, brother? You know something, brother? Got superpowers, brother.
All right.
24-inch pythons.
These pythons.
Listen, will let me listen. Promise me next time you start off with something that would piss off DJ. All right, please. Anything, okay? Batman shooting people with a fucking machine gun. Please, okay. Wolverine coming back when he's 100 years old. I don't care.
You'll be cool, bro. If I had a medium skeleton, bro.
Start it at first.
Start with the climax in the beginning.
Yes.
His bones are made of fucking metal, bro. That's metal as fuck, bro.
I just want to say that he waits in the fucking waiting room for like a half hour, dude.
I log in and then let's go do other shit.
I know, like, goddamn, he's already in there. It's like 45 minutes till the show starts. I get notifications like you have someone waiting in the waiting room. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm not even by the computer, by the way. I'm like in the other room.
That's freaking great. All right, guys, you're the best, man.
All right.
Have a great time. Be fucking safe because it's insane in this mad world. And I'll see you next week or Friday, one of the two. That's it, guys. Later.
Later.
Be good.
Vigo.
I'm a true champion.